Yeah. Yeah. Never ignorant, getting goals accomplished. Spit Tupacian, theosophic politics. Ancestors, we honor them. Niggas uniting all of them. Yeah. Never ignorant, getting goals accomplished. Spit Tupacian, theosophic politics. Ancestors, we honor them. Niggas uniting all of them. Follow us through the hypogeum to the Coliseum. I'm talking Machiavellian tactics mixed with Panther pride. The ghost of a fiend walking right by my side. It's the Theosophia, the concrete spiritual warfare. Plotting on the liberation while the system just stare. Pac saw the maze, saw the traps in the code. Told us thug life was the acronym to help us explode. Out the poverty cycle, out the mental cage. Redefining the criminal onto revolutionary stage. He wasn't just rapping, he was building the front. Uniting the Crips and the Bloods on the hunt. For a peace treaty signed in the blood of the block. Turning the hood to a nation steady ticking the clock. From the hypogeum, that's the cell of the deep. Where the secrets of the struggle and the answer to sleep. To the Coliseum floor where they want us to bleed. But we switching the script, playing a different exceed. It's socialistic visions through a gold rim lens. Trying to feed the whole tribe, not just counting the ends. Class war in the lyrics, soul searching in the bars. NGA, I navigating by the Tupacian stars. Never ignorant, getting goals accomplished. Spit Tupacian, theosophic politics. Ancestors, we honor them. Niggas uniting all of them. Never ignorant, getting goals accomplished. Spit Tupacian, theosophic politics. Ancestors, we honor them. Niggas uniting all of them. Follow us through the hypogeum to the Coliseum. Yeah! It's the study of God through the eyes of the oppressed. Theosophy in the gutter, unity of death. Follow the light through the underground. We going from the pits to the stage. NGA.
Cause I know that you are a fickle people. I know that you are a flip-flop, wishy-washy people. I know that you are different strokes for different folks, but it's different ways on different days. Oh, yes, you are.
All you little bitch niggas do some weak shit. Try to get a piece of that pie, that's a deep dish. Dump in that water with them sharks on some deep shit. Let the hammer spark in the dark on some deep shit. All you little bitch niggas do some weak shit. Try to get a piece of that pie, that's a deep dish. Dump in that water with them sharks on some deep shit. Let the hammer spark in the dark on some creep shit. Guess what happened when you let greed control you? Deceit to grow soul foods. The game didn't change, it's no rules. I'm so St. Louis. It's Mound City, Mississippi Valley, Babe Ruth, and new. Accurate, surgical accurate. My circle immaculate, all that verbal attacking is gon' have raptors in your habitat, cadabras in your cabbage patch. It's blood over wine, I'm so relaxed. Stating facts, hustle money look like presidential acrobats. You little bitch niggas, some weak shit. Try to get a piece of it.
Have guns. Why do we have the Second Amendment? Houston 1833 quotes the right of the citizens to pack their arms has justly been considered as the palladium since it offers a strong moral check against the usurpation and arbitrary power of rulers.
I got guns to defend myself, my intent not to defend nobody. I got guns to defend myself, my intent not to defend nobody. I got guns to defend myself, my intent not to defend nobody. I got guns to defend myself, my intent not to offend nobody. By nature, through all creation, self-preservation a must. They weaponize legislation against us. Who can you trust? You living for the love of the lust. Is it greed or gluttony filling your gut? Or worse, when they're poking in your palm and you start feeling your nuts. Peter Pan syndrome got them acting all tough until they wearing them cuffs. Fuck you toting hammers for if you ain't putting that work. Accident killers, now you think you a murk. In this game, we expect the worst, shoot first. Bearing arms like we ain't got on no shirt. Niggas think they man cause they hold heat. As a nigga is gold, they keep cold feet. Be a better man, provide and protect. Emotions in check, throw up a gang, it's a sign of respect. Get money and line up some checks. I got guns to defend myself. My intent not defend nobody. I got guns to defend myself. My intent not defend nobody. I got guns to defend myself. My intent not defend nobody.
Tyrants disarm the people they intend to oppress. Those are the facts.
Not defend nobody.
I don't have time for games, but I will choose gunplay, especially if it's me or you. I shoot just like a runway. Lights, camera, action, some sports, some poppers, black. I hope you pay your church and chapel, man. I said my prayer. When I got me in my blicky, that mean my son just will. If you run up on the got us out though, I smoke your ass like some window.
I got guns to defend myself. My intent not defend nobody. I got guns to defend myself. My intent not defend nobody. I got guns to defend myself. My intent not defend nobody.
Tyrants disarm the people they intend to oppress.
Myself. My
Those are the facts.
not defend nobody.
No, no, no. Whatever in darkness will come to light. Only time will tell. When you ally only with truth. Ooh, yeah. Only then will you see the light. Can't conceal the no, no, no. No, no, no. Whatever in darkness will come to light. Only time will tell. When you ally only with truth. Ooh, yeah. Show me, babe, what's real life. You say a wicked man runs when no one pursues. Reap what you sow, pay your dues. Don't be gonna blame with fools. Gotta be ahead of curve like a compass tool. Self-evaluate, are you narcissistic and pompous too? Know that self mean you got a lot to do. Truth the only ally that should be blinding you. The truth blinding if it ain't shining in you. Pressure foam, diamonds from suit. Only then will you see the light. Can't conceal the truth. Oh no, no. Whatever in darkness will come to light.
With bloodstains wings, fighting demons and devices. I got bloodstained wings. Had to liberate my soul, so I rolled up the green. Lord is my witness. I got bloodstained wings. Put a metal in the foe. Put your metal with a hole. In the ghetto, we're a hoe. They jello on the low. Put the homie in the ground. Demons on the prowl. Demons in the crowd. Green got me leaning on the cloud. Never falling, it's a controlled dive. If there's no love, then there's no cries. Left in the mud of blow ties. Wings, blood soaked, ready, fly steady, I rise. Trying to stay righteous with bloodstains wings. Fighting demons and devices. I got bloodstained wings. Had to liberate my soul.
I wanna be the one you think about when you think about it. Reminiscing different positions when you think about it. See me looking at your lips, you know I think about it. Being in sync with your body. Wanna be the one you think about when I think about it. Wanna be the one you think about when you think about it. Reminiscing different positions when you think about it. See me looking at your lips, you know I think about it. Being in sync with your body. you think about it. Nobody keep a naga spazzing. Way you walk, it's a beauty pageant. Excuse my gas bag, baby, no, she go like she from the Aspens, ass win. Need that whole or like taking aspirin. Take a naga breath like it's asthma. Lay your body down, let me turn on something smooth. Back that ass up, bring it down in vertical. You got friends, I got brother, we all got brothers too. If you want it, I wanna put this love in you. Baby, your body is calling me, that's why I'm calling. I wanna be the one you think about when you think about it. Reminiscing different positions when you think about it. See me looking at your lips, you know I think about it, being in sync with your body. Wanna be the one you think about when you think about it. Wanna be the one you think about when you think about it. Reminiscing different positions when you think about it. See me looking at your lips, you know I think about it. So soft, my lips miss kissing your surface. Why your skin so soft? Smell like lavender from extravagant merchants. I think about getting you pregnant on purpose. Why your skin so soft? My lips miss kissing your surface. Why your skin so soft? From extravagant merchants, I'm thinking about getting you pregnant on purpose. Why your skin so soft? Soft, I'm talking wind from butterfly wings, petals from jasmine blossoms and acacia flowers. One touch from a unicorn horn, irradiating power. Soft like honeysuckles after a summer shower. Soft like silk designer hugging your frame. Deep inside I hear you calling my name. Ay. Soft like warm sands from the Tropic of Capricorn. Silver bells and trumpet horn to your favorite artist. Why your skin so soft? My lips miss kissing your surface. Why your skin so soft? Smell like lavender from extravagant merchants. I think about getting you pregnant on purpose. Why your skin so soft? Why your skin so soft? Look, we're fantasizing about your skin done started. Soft like the touch of an angel. No flaw in God's design from your head to your ankles. Soft as a feather on a scale. You the boss, love the way you handle the mail. Soft, delicate, gentle. Love the way your hips move, but I'm in love with your mentals. It's not even your birthday and I'm still blowing you single. Fuck the duck and the pigeons when you're flying with eagles. Foot rubs and sheep butter, blunts of sesame, power call like Bulma and Vegeta. Why your skin so soft? Lips miss kissing your surface. What your skin so soft? Smell like lavender from extravagant merch. I'm thinking about getting your why your skin so soft? Why your skin so soft? Why your skin so soft? Lips miss kissing your surface. I'm trying to see my light. I'm a traveler so strong. Conquer the weak, the intelligent, conquer the strong. but the one who patient proves all them wrong. Straight shots of honey, what's gon' do? Pistol play or kung fu? Just shut up all the way the fuck up and do what you gon' do. Either get it back in blood or sue. When you look in my eyes, you see a man or a thug in suit. We can bang it out, Ken and Ryan, merit the rhythm. Cause I'm in love with the truth. If it slugs, bring enough for your troops. Straight from the bottom like blood on booze. I'm traveling so alone in the dark. Just cause it's no love don't mean that I'm heartless. I'm a traveling till the Lord call me home. I'm a keep on marching. I'm a turn.
What up? What up? What up with it, bro? Man.
I'm cool. I'm cool. Know what it do?
Shit, man. You already know what it is, man. It's not go over every fucking thing, man. Shit, just sitting here chilling, man. Man, about to chop it up, man. We oh yeah, let me see if my thing done brewing. Hold up, I'm gonna see if it's done brewing real quick, bro. Cause I wanted to talk about some.
Yeah, that was a couple of jams you laid out there with, bro.
Yeah, my bad.
You echoing.
You still heard that, echo?
Nah, it sounds better.
You say nah?
Nah, it ain't echoing. No, nah.
All right. See, what I have put into the deep research was Andrew Jackson's evil deeds, his racist Masonic white American Protestant agenda, detailed account in his inhumanity. So that's pretty much the like when we point out that what they took from us was our statehood.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like we can't express that shit I don't know how else to express it more. It's like if you gonna ignore the statehood, then you just ignoring proper protocol when it comes to nationhood and being a people and whatnot like that. Like how you gonna ignore statehood?
Right. It's like, and what's the purpose of liberating yourself if that's not what you seek? It's
Right.
like, uh, so I'll be understanding that argument when they try to make it.
Uh, I had to add. I'm gonna wait till it get done before I add that part there. Because like the whole Andrew Jackson connection, you want to go into like the relationship of Andrew Jackson with like the whole maroon culture and just with black people in general, not just black people, but black people and Native Americans. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to exclude the Native Americans out of this equation because they most definitely was a part of what we would consider or call the Maroon State, or which I would call niggas. Niggas, what we're calling niggas, right, is the Maroon State. It's the state of the Maroon, right? It's who we were. Maroon is who we were before we was called niggas. We were maroons and we had our own shit. Uh we had our own trade routes, we had our own allies, fighting against us, the slavery system, the white supremacist slavery system of the United States. We've always traditionally been against the systematic oppression of people, especially when it comes to colonials. We've always been against that since our inception here. Uh, we predate the formation of the British colonies here. Dealing with Britain, we predate them on this landmass. We predate a few Europeans actually on this landmass. Uh, if y'all go research the history, you'll find out the French was here, the Spanish was here, the Portuguese was here, the Dutch was. All these people came here. You see what I'm saying? And each time they came here, we revolted. You know what I'm saying? Those people who revolted are called Maroons. We're all Maroons. We revolted and fought against those people and sent them back packing, right? Which is the reason why they did all the things they did. And I don't want y'all to think that Maroons is you know, singled out to just the United States, continental United States. The Maroons are all over the Western Hemisphere. Maroons are all over the Western Hemisphere. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
this goes from North America, the Caribbean, Central America, and South America. I mean, you even got a maroon group on the east coast of Africa, I think it is. You know what I'm saying? The, the little island that sit off the coast of East Africa. What is, I can't think of the name of that bit right now. But you got a maroon group over there. So a maroon group is any group that ran away from that and set up their own, community and was in direct opposition to colonization. You know what I'm saying? And in many cases was engaged in conflict and war with the colonizers.
Right, right. And that's why I said what, like that's wild crazy. I'm trying to drop the link in the
What up, sis?
yeah. I'm trying to drop the link in the chat and it stopped me. It stopped me again. Like I don't know no other way to put the chat the link in the chat. But if you in our back chat group, it's most definitely in our back chat group. It's in the back chat draft, not Sons of Naga group. Where else we at? I'm finna drop it in niggas. So if you in niggas, you can find that. If you in what else? What Naga? Naga over everything. You can see it. It said Naga over everything. I love y'all. One more, just in case. Let me see. One more. Oh, intuitive scientist. There we go. Nah, I'm pretty sure she in one of those. Yeah, it says if you go to any one of them Naga chats, you should see the link in the back. I don't know why it's not letting us. YouTube is rejecting us dropping that link now. I don't know why it's doing that. But yeah, anyway, like I said, Andrew Jackson was a monster. Like he was a straight up monster. Like y'all don't understand like how devious. And I mean, I want y'all to understand like they have went through. Can you hear me, cuz? Can you hear me? Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they went through a lot. Like as far as trying to stop the rise of a black republic, right? Even when we decided to integrate with them and we tried to play it by their rules and their game, they still turned on us and killed our politicians, ran us out of Congress. I'm like, because like when you go into the South, like when y'all go look into the history, go look into the South. There was a lot of black politicians in the South, a lot. Like the majority of the Republican Party in the South was black people. A lot of people don't get
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Especially here in Louisiana.
I want to find that picture. Let me see if I can find that picture.
That's the
First, I
Louisiana
want to see.
Black Republican. That's the picture. That's probably the picture you talk about. The Louisiana Black Republican.
So let me put this picture of the culprit that we're talking about up here. Hello. Where is he? Where is he? So yeah, so like we know it's Black History Month, so we finna give y'all this Black history from another perspective. Y'all not accustomed to seeing this. Y'all not accustomed to hearing these facts on Black history. So we gonna share some new stuff, which is new stuff is with y'all. Let me see. Let me present. Let's share something real quick. Where you at? There, miss. So let's talk about Buddy, bruh. You want to talk about Buddy?
Oh yeah, I grew up right next to Jack. You know, not really literally right next to it, but you know, my neighborhood is right next to bordered by Jackson Barracks. You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah.
saying? So yeah. Yeah, man, he was a piece of work.
Yeah, he was.
Maniacal, marauding, murderous, land stealing American president is what he eventually became.
Yeah, so like I mean, if y'all just take a look at him, like you can already see, like dude He was a demonic looking dude. I mean, I know this is a rendition of him. You know what I'm saying, making them look like the vampiric undead. But I mean, it ain't very much difference between him and his brood and the bloodlines that he come from. And like at some point, you're gonna have to understand that white supremacy is their religion. That's their religion. Is white supremacy. You know what I'm saying? And or you can call it manifest destiny. If you wanted a name for what white supremacy is, it's manifest destiny. And like again, we can get off deeper off into that. What manifest destiny is. Hold on, I'm gonna bring this shit up because we can't talk about this whole idea without bringing up. Manifest destiny was a 19th century American belief that the United States was divinely ordained to expand across North America from the Atlantic to the Pacific, popularized in the 1840s. This ideology justified Western expansion, the Mexican American War, and the force and displacement of Native Americans. It shaped the American identity as exceptional democratic nation, but exacerbated sectional tensions over slavery. Coined by journalist John O'Sullivan in 1845, the concept emerged during a period of rapid U.S. territorial growth and nationalist settlement, and it was rooted in the idea that American expansion was inevitable and justified by a mission to spread democracy and freedom. Sound familiar? It says proponents believe that American exceptionalism, arguing that the U.S. had a superior form of government and a duty to spread it across the continent. This was framed as a God-given right or a mission, right? And see, when I tell y'all that it's this is their religion, it's called manifest destiny. That's the name of their religion. It's called manifest destiny. But what it is white supremacy. and you
not out there spreading freedom and democracy to this day.
spreading freedom and democracy to this day. You feel what I'm saying? So it says critics, particularly in the North, viewed it as a thinly veiled attempt to expand slavery into new territories. Notes Britannica. Others question the morality of displacing native populations. Consequences: territorial growth. The U.S. expanded to the Pacific, adding vast territories including Texas, Oregon, and the Mexican Secession, California and Arizona, etc. Philosophies directly fueled the Mexican-American War and increased conflicts with Native American tribes. The acquisition of new lands intensified disputes over the expansion of slavery, acting as a direct catalyst for the American Civil War. Manifest Destiny established the foundation of American imperialism and the continue to influence U.S. foreign policy and the concept of American exceptionalism. It is often depicted in 19th century art such as John Gass' American Progress, and you can go look at that picture of some white T-ho carrying a flag floating up in the sky like she a goddamn angel and shit. That's the that's the image of what manifest destiny is to them. This is their idea. This is how they see it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna see if I can't get a good picture. Here we go.
That's the ideology that came up after the War 1812 and the First and Second Seminole War. That's the ideology that spread. It's like nothing else was stopping them from putting
Right,
that
so
in
I want y'all to
place.
take a look at okay, so you see this is what they consider manifest destiny, and you gotta understand like this is their religion. Regardless if you believe it or not, these people think they are God. Or God ordained them, divinely ordained them to do this shit and to be superior to everybody, right? When you take a look at this picture, what do you see? You see Native Americans running away from these motherfuckers. You see even the animals turning around looking like, oh shit, these motherfuckers coming, right? Look, even over here, you see the buffalo, they running away from these motherfuckers like, we getting the hell up out of here. You see what I'm saying? Then you see all these trains and all this stuff, all these people back here in these covered wagons, all back here in the background. They all expanded west, right? And this is the image of what they call manifest destiny is this lily blonde haired white woman, you know what I'm saying, floating in the cloud like she's some type of spirit.
Nah, you hear the float, the classic float music in the background.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. You know, it should be that. That's what it should be. Because this is a horror flick. And then like you see them over here tilling the land and all this type of stuff like this. But if you look, white. All these people in these covered wagons is white. Everybody on that train white. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's their idea of what manifest destiny is. And again, there it is, manifest destiny. And I'm going to show you how it's tied off into a lot of the rhetoric. A lot of the rhetoric that we see, like as far as dealing with white supremacy and things of that nature. And again, like if y'all don't think we on point, like I haven't even went all the way into this document. Like I wasn't even gonna read this, but just right here, it's saying although it became a rallying cry as well as a rationale for foreign policy that reached a culmination of 1845 to 1845 to 46. The attitude behind manifest destiny had long been a part of the American experience. The impatient English who colonized North America. Now these words are important. It says the English, so they're talking about the British, and this is the reason why we keep trying to tell y'all don't have to y'all don't have to keep going back 10,000 years. All you need to do is go back before the foundation of the British colonies. Them the Europeans that you got to worry about, because the rest of them Europeans is not your protector. They're not the host country. So the make the ones you're appealing to. You see what I'm saying? You're appealing to these right here. It's right here. It says English colonies colonized North America in the 1600s. See, 1600s and 1700s immediately gazed westward and instantly considered ways to venture into the wilderness and tame it. The cause of this ceaseless wanderlust varied from region to region, but the behavior became a tradition within one generation. So they say within one generation, they galvanize these motherfuckers to become warmongering, land stealing bastards, right? The Western horizon will always beckon, the Americans will always follow. After the Revolutionary War, right? That's 1775 to 1783. A steady advance of cotton kings in the South matched the lure of the Ohio country in the North. In 1803, Thomas Jefferson's Louisiana Purchase doubled the size of the country with a pen stroke. Now, again, Louisiana Purchase, that wasn't for the French to sell. That wasn't for the French or the Spanish to sell. That land belonged to the people who fought and died for it, right? And instead of them being men, right, and conceding to the ones who actually whooped their ass and stopped them, they gave it to Europe. They gave it to other Europeans, people that look like them. So the French gave it turned it over to them. The Spanish turned it over to them. You know what I'm saying? And each time they basically betrayed us, stabbed us in our back, because for real, we won that.
We won that, and like I said, people could try to go against the narrative, but it's the truth. Like, why did the French stop encroaching on the United States? Let's ask that. Why did they stop encroaching? Do you know, Ruben? Hello?
Well, I got theories. I don't know, but I got theories.
I got one big theory. One big theory that I know for a fact is the reason why they couldn't expand anymore. Haiti.
Yeah.
That's why. That's what stopped them. Haiti. Haitian Revolution. Put a pause on all of that French shit. You see what I'm saying? We stopped them. That land should technically belong to niggas. Niggas is the one who stopped them. If they would have continued, they wouldn't have, they would. We basically bankrupted them, fought them to a standstill. That's what I'm saying. It says, let's see, it says double the size of the country with a pen stroke. You see that with a pen stroke? With a pen stroke, nigga, they took this shit from us. Who you think they pencil whipping?
They sold it from right from under our feet.
They whipped us with the pen, and this is what we keep on trying to tell y'all, man. They took your statehood and made you forget the fact that this shit was yours. It was yours by right of blood, like because your ancestors fought and all that other type of shit. You think they created the integration and fought the Civil War? You think they did that shit just because they like you? And they just wanted you to be part of your side. They ain't had no fucking choice. They didn't have a choice. They didn't have no choice. It's called stalemate. You feel what I'm saying? If you can't beat them, join them.
Right.
So they put psychological bullshit at you and make you seem like, oh, we're integrating you in. No, nigga, they're joining you. But they make it seem like you joining them, so it's the other way around. No, they couldn't whoop your ass. They couldn't get rid of you. They couldn't beat you, so they had to trick you into inclusion. So that's what they did. They tricked you into inclusion because every time they left you alone, you niggas will start forming your own state. That's why they won't leave you niggas alone now. Because if they leave you alone, you're gonna form a state.
Getting your aim together, you was getting tactical.
Yeah, like they know it, we know it. And that's the reason why we fighting for Maroon State. Like because it is what it is. You can call it. You can say, like I said, all of the blood and all of the wars and shit we done fought. African Americans have fought. Hey, look, at some point we need our own bloodlands, nigga. We need our own bloodlands. We didn't fought enough for it. So I'm just saying, like at this point, I say you either gonna ride shotgun with the cracker or you gonna get off the motherfucking ship. Which one is it? You finna ride shotgun with him, or you finna get off the ship? You finna get off the car with like you need to pick one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And hold on. I'm gonna say there we go. But yeah, man, like I said, if they got to keep on feeding you this damn narrative, like oh, y'all was just a bunch of ragtag, like without them you wouldn't have been this. No, if they leave you alone, if they stop harassing you, they stop taxing you, they stop doing this, they stop doing that, they stop with the police and all of that type of shit. If they stop doing that shit, you niggas is gonna form your own government. They know it.
Yeah, they know it. And not only are you gonna form your own government, you're gonna defend it. It's like,
yeah, they know it. They know it just like we know it. If they leave you alone, you gonna form your own state. And the problem with you forming your own state is the fact that you got the autonomy to do trade and contract with foreign nations. You see what I'm saying? And like y'all gotta understand how detrimental that shit really is, right? Well, the fact that you're able to treaty and contract with foreign nations that make you a national security risk. Like that. That's why we keep saying is like we gotta form a state nation and then treaty with the motherfucking United States. And then I know a lot of y'all like, well, no, we don't want a treaty with them. We don't want. Hey, look, dude, this is chess. It's not checkers. I don't know what world y'all live in. I don't know what world y'all live in where you think like you finna like bring like some metaphysical weapons to defend yourself from these people, and like I'm just saying like this your host country, like the land, the history, the culture is your shit. So they can't. We not separate from it. No matter where we go, we're always gonna be American. No matter where we go, we're always going to be Americans. So that's why I'm saying we push it for our own state. We want our own state where we govern it, where we control the horizontal and the vertical and all that type of shit. Same rights and privileges, all the other Americans and shit like that. But it's our own state, just like Hawaii. Hawaii is its own state. It's a state. But guess what? The Samoans is a nation of people. And the Samoan Americans are just as American as fucking Black Americans. We want a free national name, bro. We want a seat at the motherfucking UN, like with all the other nations, or whatever tribal government organizations that are. Like we want that representation on the world scale. Like you can't keep on. We can't keep on sitting here being like we not your stool pigeons, bro. We not your shoe shine boys. You either gonna respect us as equal partners, nigga, or we gonna have fucking problems. We're gonna have constant problems. Like this the reason why our ancestors was fighting y'all in the first fucking place is because y'all didn't want to do square business.
Right.
It ain't even that you know what I'm saying? It ain't even that it ain't even that we don't, you know, it's just like, oh, it's hate for you, is kill the whitey and nothing. It ain't even none of that. It ain't even none of that. Like if black people were seeking revenge, this would be a whole different country. If black people was actually seeking revenge for the things that was done to us, this would be an entirely different country. Do you think that we actually need to be in power to cause mayhem and chaos in this motherfucker? We don't need that shit. We can create enough chaos and mayhem without being organized or any of that shit. All of us got to do is get the same idea in our head. We finna burn this bitch down, and it just burns. So like that's not niggas' angle. Niggas' angle ain't to sit here and fight with the white man. Like I know a lot of y'all be on this revolutionary shit, and more power to you. And I love the revolutionary warrior energy, but niggas ain't we not with that. Like y'all want to have race wars and all this goofy ass shit. Niggas want to sit back, chill, kick it, get money. You know what I'm saying?
Man, most
fuck bitches.
Most
look good while we doing it.
Most niggas talking about race wars ain't even doing shit. They
Man,
ain't
come
finna
on,
act on that shit. Them niggas ain't finna act on that shit. They ain't finna do nothing. They more afraid of the white man than the white man his motherfucking self. Niggas ain't finna do no motherfucking race war. Niggas just be talking on that damn internet.
Yeah, man, all that emotional ass just tugging on your emotional strings and shit. War, fear mongering all. Man, we ain't with none of that goofy shit. Look, you either gonna build for your people and do what's good for your people, or you gonna keep on complaining about this shit. Like that's what we at with it. You know what I'm saying? All we saying is we not finna allow y'all to ignore the fact that the Maroons had a free state here. This was Maroon land. This was Maroon land, and y'all killed them people. Y'all overthrew their state, and then you re-enslaved them after they already escaped slavery, escaped to another sovereign land, and gained their freedom, and start building their own communities. The United States government, under the orders of Andrew Jackson, annexed and re-enslave those people. And I'm saying, how can you be sure that you're not a Maroon, the descendant of a Maroon? Well, a better question: how can you prove that you're not the descendant of a Maroon?
Yeah.
And I'm saying, y'all, yeah, okay, I agree. Yeah, us getting stole from Africa was atrocity. Yup, slave trade was atrocity. I'm trying to tell you what's even worse than that is motherfucker getting your statehood took. Nigga, you understand without statehood, you don't have adequate representation in law. That's what all of this is about. Because law governs all events, bro, and you can't ignore that part. And all we saying is the Maroon State gotta be put on notice. Like, and I'm just saying, like, to me. Let me export this document.
Man, them crackers pushing that charter slavery here in Florida. Motherfuckers on chains and all that shit there. In a motherfucking plantation, they ain't trying to push that damn Maroon shit. Like, y'all motherfuckers don't know nothing about Maroon history, nigga. Y'all want to push this shit like it's so educational. Motherfucking statues on chains and shit. What about them niggas with them motherfucking guns, nigga, with them motherfucking cracker heads in their hands and shit.
Man, yeah, they don't tell us about that. They don't tell us about that shit.
You gonna tell
and I'm like, that's just as part of American history. Man. Right, that's just as part of American history as y'all showing us pictures of bodies being burnt, hung in the trees, all that goofy ass shit y'all show us every fucking year. Guess what? It's another side of that shit that y'all don't show us, and we want to see that too.
Yeah,
and that's when we was hacking and slashing you motherfuckers when we set the White House on fire. See, if you actually showed that shit, maybe it'll have put the rest of the motherfuckers in check. Like, hey, remember when this happened? Y'all don't remember it. This real black history. Like, we burnt this shit to the ground. Washington, black niggas burnt it to the ground.
Yeah. That's in history. But they just tell one thing. They don't tell everything. You just gonna tell the one part when you had us in chains and whipped and shit. Like I say, like the Bible say, man. The Bible say nothing new nothing new under the sun. So if you got gangs and all type of shit in communities, you know what I'm saying, fucking up certain motherfucking white folks and all this shit here, it's the same shit happened with Maroon culture. Being a gang member is no different than Maroon culture. The only thing is different is the Maroons had their own settlement and more civilized when it came amongst each other. They were more civilized amongst each other. But if your ass was gonna turn their ass in or let the master know what the fuck he at, what the bucker knows what the fuck we had, your ass finna get your ass murked and get fed to the fucking alligators on some Halloween time and shit.
Or the hogs, nigga. One of the two, nigga.
One or two. On some Harriman Tubman shit. Everybody talking about Harriman. You know how many niggas Harriman Tubman killed? Cause you feel like they was motherfucking gonna commit treason?
I bet Harriet Tubman was probably was the daughter of a Maroon. I mean, she knew that land.
Well, yeah,
the Maroons knew that land, cuz.
Yeah, she basically was a Maroon. Like, she take them into the Underground Railroad.
For the most part, right? Look, we can't paint her as a Maroon hero.
Yeah, she's a Maroon.
For real, like that's what we said. Like, a lot of Maroon history got to do with resistance against the system.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? And it's like, if you going against the system, that's already Maroon culture. It's
Yeah.
resistance. Resistance is maroon culture, bro. Ain't no going around that.
Yeah. Ain't no going around that shit.
Hold on, I'm trying to find see if Sadiq is actually available. I like chopping it up with Sadiq. You know what I'm saying? There he is. Where you gonna go, huh? Right. Where you gonna go? Where y'all going? All right. Yeah, man. So I'm still waiting on this damn thing to do it still. Come on. It ain't popped up yet. Is that shit freezing up or something? On purpose. There he is. Hey, what up, Sadiq?
Hey, what's up, brother?
Yeah, man. Shit, I was just telling him, like, man, Shaw, let me drop Sadiq the link, man. Yeah, so that, it ain't gonna be no half cast mulattoes popping up on this.
Man, that last one had a lot of fireworks on that mother. The last episode. Good looking, bro. For looking out for me, man. Yeah, I'm gonna come in when I can.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's all good. It's just, you know what I'm saying? Like, it'd be different if I hadn't talked to Buddy beforehand. Like, I just said something to him just the other day about that same thing. Like, don't get up here with a panel full of dudes and get to talking about like clapping cheeks and
Right.
dick riding and all that other stupid shit. Like, don't come up here talking that type of stuff because we are heterosexual men, bro. And like that shit's inverted.
Right.
So why even you trying to say you can't come up with nothing else? Nothing.
Right.
Like that's your go to. That's your confrontational language. Is homoerotic thoughts? Like that's weird, bro. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just not going gay with. And like I said, I just told him that the other day, and I'm like, if I told you before, and I booted you off the platform the other day for the same thing, like. If I'm telling you that it's disrespectful to me when you continue doing it, that means you don't respect me, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So like what are we talking about? Dude, he don't have no respect for what I'm saying. He can get the fuck off while I'm talking.
Yeah, that was wild, bro. I was getting what you were saying, man, about the what you on that last call. I mean, it was making sense to me, but everybody, hear different things, but
Yeah, man, I'm gonna jump off into this right here. It says the architect of exclusion, Andrew Jackson, and the systematic construction of white American Protestant autocracy. Now, is that not a mouthful, right? The presidency of Andrew Jackson represents the foundational period in the American political experiment, characterized by the deliberate and often violent reconstruction of the social contract to favor a specific demographic, the white male Protestant citizen. This era uh, traditionally lauded the populist histories as well as Jacksonian democracy. I don't know if y'all ever heard of Jacksonian democracy. Y'all should go look that up. Uh, was in reality a sophisticated hegemony built upon a bedrock of racial hierarchy, Masonic political network, and a messianic Protestant expansionist agenda. By examining the evil deeds and the systematic inhumanity of the Jacksonian period. One cover uncovers the narrative where the democratic expansion for the majority was intrinsically fueled by the dispossession, enslavement, and the exclusion of all others. Jackson's governance functioned not merely as a political shift, but as a Palladio style leadership that prioritized personal vendetta and racial purity over the constitutional constraints of the young republic. Now, that's like let's talk about that. Like I don't know if that's a good stopping point, but we're gonna stop right there and just deal with that part. Hold on. Actually, I'm gonna drop some of this in the back for y'all so y'all can follow along. Cause I don't know why I haven't knocked it over there yet. Let me see. I'm gonna put it in notes. Let's put it in notes.
All right, go ahead and cook. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let up here on that food real quick.
I so like even right there, like even when we read that little excerpt, right? Um, you see this Jacksonian style democracy where the white Protestant male is the focus, right? And this is why I keep trying to tell y'all that white supremacy is a religion. It's a religion. They get it from Manifest Destiny. Like Manifest Destiny is what white supremacy is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And until you get that in your head that you have white supremacy and then you have Manifest Destiny, they cannot be separated. This is the religious doctrine that fuels white supremacy. The religious doctrine that fuels white supremacy is Manifest Destiny. God told them to do it.
Right.
God given right. They divinely appointed to expand all over the fuck place and displace people and rape and pillage and plunder because they're God's chosen people to do that.
Yep. Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? It's a religion. It's just that it's not your typical religion, so you don't see it as a religion, but it's most definitely a religion. It says ideological genesis, the radicalized social contract that the Jacksonian ideology, often termed Jacksonianism, emerged from the frontier culture of the late 1800s, early 19th century, where land speculation and military conflict were the primary vehicles for white upper mobility. Unlike the earlier Jeffersonian idea, which envisioned an agrarian republic of civilized farmers, Jacksonianism was explicitly built for the common man, a definition that exalted all who did not fit the white American Protestant archetype. During Jackson's two terms, federal institutions were reconstructed to reflect the populist impulse that viewed the will of the white majority as absolute and sovereign, often overriding the rights of minorities and the determinations of the judiciaries. This period saw the removal of property requirements for white male suffrage, a move that is frequently cited as the hallmark of American democratization. However, the expansion of white electorates was accompanied by the systematic degradation of the legal standing of non-white populations. In many cases, the same legal reforms that granted voting rights to non-land-owning white men specifically revoked them from free black citizens. You hear that?
Oh yeah.
specifically revoked from free black citizens. Why? Because they're afraid of a free black state. That's the whole thing. If they get off your neck, if they stop fucking with you, you're gonna form a state, and they know it.
Right.
They know it. Why you think the COINTELPRO whole demo is to stop the rise of a black militant coalition,
Right.
black nationalists? Why you think that is? It's because the whole thing is to stop you from being a state. Nigga, unity is the only answer. That's why you see it right there up under the picture with Tupac and say unite or die. You see what I'm saying? Because that's it. See, they can only do this shit if you niggas are individuals. As long as y'all just individual black crayons, right? Y'all ain't shit. Y'all not shit as long as y'all keep on being these little individual things. If you do not nationalize, if you do not galvanize yourself into one body, they're gonna keep on molesting you. You know why they can keep molesting you? Because you're fucking 50 million individuals. You're 50 million individuals in a place that trumps up corporations. Ain't that a bitch? We in a land that operate primarily through the corporations have more rights than you do. So where's your corporate body? Where's the African Americans black corporate body? Where is that? What does it look like? Who's the members? Who's the Congress or the Parliament of that shit? Huh? UNIA? Black Panthers? Who are they?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Facts, bro.
all of those different nationalist groups are extensions of maroon culture. All of them. I don't give a fuck if they got religious connotations to them. Every last one of our nationalist organizations are secessionist organizations that are trying to escape the United States oppression. Every last one of them. That's maroon culture. Fighting against, resisting the oppression and the assimilation of black people and stopping the erasure of our African-centered cultural values and shit like that. Like that is literally what being maroon is. Being maroon is about preserving your African entity. Not your political ideology of what black and white is. Not your political status of black and white, but your political status of being sovereign, self-sufficient, self-governing, and autonomous. That's what we're trying to get to, man. It says this created a Herrenbach democracy, a system that is democratic for the master race, but autocratic for everyone else. Jackson himself personified this shift, casting himself as the tribune of the people, while simultaneously acting as a slaveholder who defended the institution and a general who treated indigenous tribes as wards of the government rather than sovereign nations. You see that?
Right.
This is the big problem, right? So why aren't black Americans considered an indigenous tribe, or not even an indigenous tribe, but aboriginal tribe, or just why aren't you considered a tribal people, and why don't they feel like you need your own sovereign government to govern our own affairs? Like why do they think African Americans are so stupid that we can't govern our own affairs?
Because we let them do that shit.
That's man. It says the
basically just let them,
the socio-political identity of the Jacksonian era was further reinforced by the burgeoning nativism, the rise of the white Protestant culture as the national standard, right? White American Protestant culture as the national standards, led to the marginalization of Catholic immigrants and other groups that occupied limited spaces in the American social hierarchy. Jackson supporters often utilize a rhetoric of civilizational superiority, framing their expansionist goals as a benevolent policy to replace the savage hunters with a dense and civilized population. This ideological
Hey, look,
framework, huh?
I'm gonna stay on the stream, but I'm about to go run pick the food up right quick. I'll be right back.
All right. The ideological framework provided the moral cover for the atrocities that followed, portraying the act of dispossession and the violence as necessity states in the progress of a Christian community. Man,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
no,
bro.
that shit. A lot of people don't know about Andrew Jackson. That mother was notorious, dude. His role in American history at that time and during his tenure was hideous, bro.
Bro, like they have no idea, and like that's why I'm talking about this in Black History, because you want to talk about Black history, this real Black history right here, what they did to your ancestors and the Native American ancestors. I don't want to downplay none of this shit because it's all bad.
Right. Yeah.
It's all bad. It don't matter what side of the game you're looking at. So the Indian Removal Act. Let's talk about that, right? Again, while we talking about Native Americans, Black History Month, and y'all got these red, black, and green flags up here, red, gold, and green flag. Why y'all talking about Native Americans? Because some of these niggas is Indians. That's why. How about that? Some of them are Indians. And Maroons also had Native Americans amongst them. Americans had Native Americans amongst them. When we had our own free societies, we had Native Americans and fucking poor whites amongst us. So, like, whether you believe in that ideology, I mean, it is what it is. But I'm letting you know right now, white people that was amongst the Americans and the Maroons wasn't trying to be Europeans. They was trying to be Maroons like everybody else. So, you know, we can throw that ideology out the window. So the Indian Removal Act, the mechanism of the state-sponsored inhumanity, the Indian Removal Act of the 1830s serves as the most prominent example of Jackson's racist agenda in action. While Jackson rhetoric often utilized paternalistic phrases describing removal as voluntary and generous, the administration reality was one of cold-blooded coercion. Now, does this sound familiar? Right? He called cold-blood coercion voluntary and generous.
Yeah.
Okay, like this is how they word the shit on paper.
Right.
So when you read it in history, it just come off as, oh yeah, they just volunteered their land, they just signed it over to us. It was nothing, you know. We gave them some land, and you know, we were generous.
Right.
In reality, what happened was cold-blooded murder and genocide.
Especially under his ass, particularly. Yeah,
particularly under
he
him.
got special designation in the history of white supremacy. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he got his own little section. Like they literally call it Jacksonian. Like it's literally, he got his own form of racism. Like, nigga, Hitler ain't got shit on Buddy.
Right.
Nothing. Has nothing on, like, y'all talk bad about Hitler. Hitler wasn't as bad as fucking Andrew Jackson. Shit. At least the shit Hitler did made sense. The shit Andrew Jackson didn't even make sense, and it was against the Constitution. Nigga, it was against his own office. Like, the nigga, bruh, like, Buddy is a demon. It says Jackson argued that removal was a liberal policy that would save indigenous population from utter annihilation. Like if we don't move these dirty ass Indians, we gonna kill him.
Right.
Nigga, they like if we don't move them, then we gonna kill them. So either move them or we gonna kill them. Which one y'all want? And that this is a president. This is a president. Like but do this sound familiar to you? Huh?
Oh yeah.
Do this sound familiar to you? People want to
yeah.
say that this history is not relevant. It's not. Let's read it again. Jackson argued that the removal of immigrants, liberal. Hold on. It says Jackson argued that removal was a liberal policy, right, and that would save indigenous populations from utter annihilation. Yeah, by moving them away from white settlements. However, his private and military actions reveal a deep-seated contempt for indigenous sovereignty.
Oh yeah.
Does that shit sound familiar?
Right.
This don't sound like ICE?
Right.
That sound like Trump all over again? Huh?
Yep.
Same playbook. You know why? Because they got the same religion.
Right.
They part of the same religion. You think it's Christianity? It's not. It's manifest destiny. If manifest destiny might be inspired by the Bible, but it's not the Bible at all. It says he consistently protested that the practice of treating with tribes as foreign nations, viewed them instead as tenants at will on land that belonged to the United States by the right of white civilization. This is Andrew Jackson. This is the sitting president, yo.
Right. Yeah.
I'm saying like we need to get dude name stripped off the books.
Yeah.
I want to get a petition to get Andrew Jackson stripped out of the books, and the bullshit that he done needs to be put up under investigation. The shit he did was inhumane, and it was genocide. It was the destruction of our state, the black state.
Oh yeah.
Had he never done what he did, Florida, Louisiana, Mississippi, all of that shit would have been nigger land. All that shit in the southeast would have been nigger land.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, he was especially genocidal, man. He had done a lot of so many damn wars and highlights of battle on the battle records and military campaigns this dude responsible for, man. You know, all kinds of shit up to the damn Trail of Tears even. It was so hideous, dude. It just that's the hot mess, this guy. Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. That's what we talking about. It said that the act was passed after a slender margin in the House of Representatives, reflecting a deep national divide over the honor of a Christian nation. Jackson and his allies in the state of Georgia. Now, keep in mind, this supposed to be a union president. Jackson is supposed to be a union president, but he's a sympathizer of the South. He's a Southern sympathizer.
All right.
You just this Confederate niggas are fucking insurgents.
Right.
Okay, so listen, if you had a sitting president that was talking to and had fucking liaisons and had agendas from Korea, you would call that what? Treason.
Right.
That's treason for you to party and do and go along with anything that anybody from the Confederate States talking about. That's treason, bro. Nigga, you just fought a whole war against these people. These people are fucking criminals.
Right, right, right. You would think there'll be enemy combatants. I guess
The
where we
enemy
concerned, they like,
combatants.
you
What
know,
we
they like,
talking about?
you know what I'm saying? Like where we concerned, they're like, well, you know what? You know, we may not agree, but we gotta make sure we stay on top of these niggas and shit. So I can sympathize with you doing rebel leadership. We seen something like this in the World War II situation too, when the Allied forces went over to wrap up the so it just happened towards the end of World War II, where shit, hell, when the Allied forces went into the German territories to kind of, wrap up their surrender and take them into POWs. Hell, they was over there eating and sitting down in the chow halls with the German soldiers and military. They were sitting there eating together. Yeah. They were sitting there eating together. It was, but another point being that white supremacy are buddies at the end of the day. They may have different arguments like we do. They all don't get along, whatever. They're just like anybody else in that regard. But they will sit and powwow and to among each other about either whether with the with the quote unquote losing side at the end of the day. We see
Yeah,
them do
yeah,
this a lot of times. Oh yeah, we see many just happen.
yeah. We don't, and niggas, we don't do that type of shit.
Right, right,
The ops,
right,
nigga. We not sitting down. We gotta be forced to sit down with them.
right.
We not just sitting down with the ops. We sit down with the ops, nigga. We fighting all over again.
Yeah, that's it. I think that's very
You
interesting.
killed, nigga.
Black
You
folks
killed
act
my homie.
right.
I was in basic training with him. Like y'all side just slaughtered my homeboys. How are you sitting down having a cup of tea?
Right. They kill thousands of motherfuckers, tens of thousands,
Thousands.
and 100, a few 100,000. That much of the man history shows that the man U.S. went over there, man, was end up sitting down in the same mess hall eating with them motherfuckers. Yeah, yeah.
That shit wild, bro.
It's wild as
Nigga, it
hell.
says,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. It says Jackson and his allies in the state of Georgia aggressively pushed for the legislation fueled by the discovery of gold on Cherokee land and desire to expand the cotton-based plantation economy. When the Cherokee Nation attempted to defend their rights in the American court system, winning a favorable rule in Worcester versus Georgia, Jackson reportedly mocked the judicial powerlessness. This disregard for the rule of law effectively gave the green light to the state militia and the federal troops to begin the process of forced eviction. Again, he broke the fucking rule of law. He disregarded the rule of law as a sitting president. That means he was supposed to be what? Impeached. The motherfucker was supposed to be impeached. It wasn't enough that the nigga is piling around with the insurgents. That's not enough for you, America. Huh? Mr. White T man, that wasn't enough for you. That wasn't enough for you to see that this is a genocidal fucking maniac, right?
Right.
That wasn't enough. But him to mock the judiciary powerlessness. He mocked the court. You talking about the judicial branch? This is a sitting
Right.
president.
Yeah, white
Sound
supremacy never
familiar?
really. They don't care about the courts. They don't care about this country. The only when you talk about it's so much to say about all that stuff. When you talk about white supremacy being ran, operated like a religion, a militarized type religion, that's exactly what they care about at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's the religion itself, is the ideology to maintain its proper shape as they see it. They don't care about no country. They don't care about no flags. They don't care about, like even the issues that they fighting against, even each other about, because they'll turn that shit all upside down, which is what we seeing nowadays. They realize they've been outdone for a lot of reasons, a lot of variables that are put in play, leading up to their decentralization of the Western world, the quality of life as they once knew it. They'll throw all of that shit out the window. See, we've seen, for instance, just something on even a more mild note, a sporting event. You see, but when Mayweather fights, they want to beat him so bad, when he was fighting. that whoever they just wanted to see somebody from any country come about and fight him or whatever. So whoever the white guy would be to fight, every time the white guy tried to would fight, whoever would fight Merriweather, whatever country he's from, all them whiteys would wear British flags or wear some kind of flag wherever the Scottish flag, Irish flag or whatever. I figured the dude name he fought, I think it was from Ireland or something. And they all wore that shit, and people who was supporting Mayweather was wearing the American flag, you know. And so it shows that they'll betray their own country and join with other foreign Euro entities
Yeah.
against a common enemy. You know, we've seen that before. You know, and so they turn this bitch upside down, rewrite the notes, scrap the Constitution. They don't give a fuck about a Constitution. You know,
Nah.
they
Niggas,
trample that
niggas
motherfucker
straight
every
scrap
day.
that bitch.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, they don't care about no piece of paper. Yes, that trample that shit all the way. Just tear that motherfucker up in the heartbeat. If as long as this means the maintain what's called the common law of white supremacy, which is a little
This
different
is
from the
manifestation.
yeah. What's
That's
that?
why we keep saying it. Like this is their religion.
Right.
You have if once you understand that white supremacy is a religion and their doctrine is manifest destiny, it'll all start making sense to you. It'll all start making sense, but you got to get that part first.
Yeah. You know. Yeah. Hey man, a lot of people, man, they shoot, man. We starting to do a little bit better with that shit, man. But I think it's enough of us being aware to make a dent, to make raise the eyebrow of this motherfucker. And so, you know, but not enough of. I can't wait. We need more of us on code in that way. You know, man. What's the Suave at me cracking up, man? He was talking, man. We don't. The Maroons don't have nothing to do. Pretty much don't have nothing to do. Little to anything to do with what we need to be doing. This, that, and the other. And so I was, you know, if we had stayed on that call a little longer, I would have been like, well, man, what about Suave? We just dropped the word, in your mind, drop the word maroon and go with what they stood for and what you see what they've accomplished in history in terms of this fighting spirit, blah, blah, blah. What do you think about that? Because suddenly he was echoing, you know, fighting back, this, that, and the other. He was just saying it on another name. He may not be familiar with the fighting style and the motif of the maroon phenom as a whole, as you was putting it to him. You know, I was trying to find a bridge to build with the brother in that way, but I didn't get a chance to get into that. You know, we lost containment on that call.
I really wish you would have to talk some sense from him.
Yeah, you know, I was going to, but you know, and things, but shit, you know, and I will again. We don't get back on there with him whenever it'll probably happen again soon. You know, you know, because we got to get rid of the labels and so forth. White supremacy. When they went into the Dark Ages, they regrouped. And so they had to head back to the Dark Ages now a little bit, but before they head back to the Dark Ages during the Middle Ages, during the when after the Roman Empire failed, they became decentralized then and went into feudalism, a feudalism paradigm where you see these little castles, little city-state castle-like environments,
Right.
you know, whatever medieval times, whatever, which was the Dark Ages because they basically lost all of their knowledge, became savages again, blah blah blah, you know, so on and so forth. And so they had to come out of that, and there was a lot of infighting then too, and they got together, man, and just basically, long story short, uh, to overcome their separation, see, and fragmentation. That's false at the end of the day. And so they got together, man, and mended that shit, man, and regrouped for what it was worth to what we've been beginning going on these great of voyages and so forth, man, and soak up intellectual property of like you was describing some of the methodology in the Andrew Jacksonian variety,
But
which was new, you know, because that's their mentality. Wherever we find them in mass, in number, in mass, to a sufficient degree, they will get on code in that way and do what they need to do. While they can't stand each other, hate each other's guts, everywhere they go, they fight each other. Here, or established in this country, from at its onset, from that point where they came over here, there was so much infighting going on, but they maintained to stay on code and push the needle forward. For some reason, I don't know why, we have a lot of hard time doing that, but I won't go digress too much, but we need to do better. You know what I'm saying? I think we're doing a little bit better. We're not to the grand, not to rise to the grandeur of the great Maroon testimony, right? But
But
I think we need to get back into that motherfucking mode mindset and mode for real, like yesterday, in my opinion.
that
You know,
I can't agree with you more.
we need it. We need it. We need to get back into the U.S. Maroon mindset. The Jamaican Maroon set in the Caribbean, they did a little something, but they kind of began to cooperate and kind of bargain and begin to kind of
Mhm.
collaborate with the white supremacists. And they paid a dear price for it too. They paid for that shit. But up here, we went down for we was fighting like we
No,
was
no,
kicking this
no.
motherfucking
Yeah,
ass.
it was going the fuck down.
They were they were they kind of work with and kind of partner with them motherfuckers. You can't really partner with this beast. You can try. Most of it's so much to say on that. We've seen other, I mean, even beyond the maroon perspective. We've seen other groups around the world, non-white groups, partner with that motherfucker and treaty with that motherfucker, and they get their shit turned upside down. Almost in but the Moors know all about that. That's why they're in a lot of hot water in their history. This beast always turns on their asses. It turn on motherfuckers, and that kind of gives us a kind of a step up in that regard as keeping it real deal Holyfield, because we've, like you were saying earlier, I remember the part you were saying how we never really signed treaties with them like that, and so we always stayed in their ass because of that. Even like you said, up to this
Right.
day in this motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? We unique in that way. We didn't make really deals, and so we're not really gonna lock us into any kind of deal or whatever. A lot of these foreign countries, non-black, white, no, non-white foreign countries like some
Well,
African countries, they
it
can't really
don't help.
they can't even hardly fight them back, the whitey back. They've colonized them back because they hold them down with their own agreements and bargains and shit. And
I
see,
mean,
and so they end up
it ain't
being.
even that we wouldn't treaty with them. They don't recognize us. So you can't treaty with a motherfucker that you don't recognize as your equal or your contemporary.
I would say if a person wanted to treaty with them, yeah, you would have to organize until some kind of official body,
Yeah.
for the political sense. It just to deal with that is debatable in my opinion. But it just say if you were, it's just hypothetical, just for conversation's sake, if we wanted to establish a true footing on a political footing to act with these motherfuckers, to act in an official capacity with these Euros or whatever, and the greater Western forces, we would have to organize, if you will, which is by and large probably an important. It's in some regard or another. It's hard to trust. You can't really trust this motherfucker. You got to always stay on this motherfucker's head. He's just shown us time and time again. When you let this motherfucker breathe, they will try to befriend your ass. Charles, what you call it? What's his name? One of the Indian horse. Forget John Horse. Dude, they turned on that dude so many times. There's so many damn Seminole shit been broken, treaties and just they done turned on these motherfuckers so bad, man. But they all but made them brilliant. The Maroons and the Seminoles and etc. and other. They would always be ready for their treachery. They always
Always.
they always we always got the upper hand and shit. We knew you can't trust them motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? You know, they would try to, get you out. I can't remember right off. I just woke up from a nap, but I remember a little bit. I remember his horse and crew. They would kind of sit down and meet with some of these Indian tribes, some of the red varieties, and some of the white guys. And they'll try. Some of them red varieties would try to somehow arrest Horse and his crew and to turn him over to the slavery enslaving aspect of the white variety. And Horse would always get out of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Even when he was just captured a few times, he broke out that shit. He was locked. They captured him one few times, but he broke out every time. And he died a free man. But anyway, I won't digress too much. Man, there's so much to say about these motherfuckers. You can't trust that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But I
I
hear
mean,
you though, man. I hear you.
yeah. Like, see, my thing is, I trust the white man to be the white man, right?
Right.
So I wouldn't go into a treaty with the white man without assuming that the white man not gonna fucking violate that shit.
You will have to, right? You gotta go in there with that
Right.
because that's
I'm
what the
going there.
Maroons
Are
had
we
always
going
known for,
into the
right?
fucking
Right.
deal? We already pre-planned that he's gonna backstab.
Hell yeah. He
And
can't
nigga,
help
if you not doing that,
it.
nigga, you ain't learned from your predecessors.
Right, facts, bro. That's facts time
But
100.
here's the thing: you have to contract with them. Until you contract with a nigga, you're enemy of the state number one. You national security number one. Nigga, you think Al Qaeda and the rest of the motherfuckers is the problem the United States has? No, it's niggas.
It's
Niggas is
us.
the problem. Niggas is the
Right.
problem they have because we don't have no allegiance to shit here. You don't have no allegiance to the land. You don't hold no power here. So you allowing somebody to walk in the back door or do anything, nigga, it's, that's a 50-50 right there, right? A motherfucker can easily pay your ass off because you don't feel patriotic towards the system whatsoever.
Right.
Whatsoever. You're not patriotic towards this whatsoever. So you don't have no stake, no investment in it. Nigga, if it burns, you lose nothing. Nigga, do you understand how detrimental that is, nigga, to be to have 50 million possible insurgents already implanted in your fucking nation? All it takes is these niggas to have the right idea.
Right.
And I'm saying, and that's always gonna be a looming fear for them because they have never allowed us to organize ourselves into a political body without infringing.
Right.
Right? You every time we tried to go into statehood and tried to govern our own selves, you stopped us. So
Right.
now that you got all these issues and problems all over the fucking world, you need an ally. You don't have an ally right now. Nobody fucks with you. But you know who is though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Trump, he's in a key position, in my opinion, right now. If he wanted to really, he got a lot of black support, more than many some would be surprised to think that he got.
Yeah.
Us as being historical Democrats, at least for the last 50 to 60 years or so. We've given them a dedicated party loyalty with our voting bloc, more or less, up until recent times, particularly during the Trump tenures, first and second term, particularly second term here recently, current up to the current. If he comes somehow put together a reparations bill and somehow approach that,
Nigga,
then he
he'll
could
win
just
a
do.
landslide.
He would landslide the shit out. He would literally destroy. That would just melt the damn Democratic Party to an oblivion.
Yep.
They're already in total chaos and they're confused right now. And the far
I
right,
I think that's an understatement.
they are literally against the ropes. They're confused. We've seen we've seen their latest fundraising efforts over the last 5 to 6 to 7 years. Democrat fundraising in their public events have been totally quack. This is a foolish quagmire. They're
They
in circles.
quagmire like damn.
This dude, you see, I mean, you've seen some of they just they stuttering. They're making speeches in a haphazard kind of a way, and you can tell they're not organized. They totally that, especially after that Kamala loss. That shit hit their upset. Hit man. When she got lost, man, she lost, man. That shit, she motherfuckers see stars after that shit, dude. They haven't
Yep.
recovered from that yet. They're trying to find out, trying to find that next star to carry the torch, whatever. Nonetheless,
Michelle wouldn't do it for him.
the right,
She
right,
was the
man.
one. She was the one, but she wouldn't do it for him.
Right.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know why.
Right.
I don't know what the fuck is up with that. Like, why? Why wouldn't she carry the party?
Shit.
Maybe
I don't
she low
know.
key don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I don't. You know what? With that kind of stuff, you never. I don't know behind the scenes. There's no telling how that shit work. Why or not they don't pick a certain. For some reason, they want to go with Kamala. For some reason, I know she's a.
Well,
From my
Kamala
understanding,
wanted
she's
to do
a
it though, right?
tether. Yeah, she's like considered like a tether in my view. There, she's like. I think she's personally Indian, so she works beautifully to their to the white
Yeah, because she
supremacists.
black adjacent and shit.
Right, and a lot of black folks. I want to digress. There's so many different angles that moving parts of this stuff, but just for conversation's sake, well, fuck it, she does a lot of. I know I grew up when I was ignorant. In my life, I thought Indian people was black people, and I thought it was vice versa to us. Da, da, da,
They
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 thought like,
they black people. They just not niggas.
right. I used to think them motherfuckers had our nature, and I started looking at nature study. And then I started looking at
Nah,
history. I started
nah,
studying
nigga.
this,
They
that, and the
black
other.
people, but they are not niggas. They not
That right,
niggas. They're black
right.
people.
When I figured that, I started learning, I said, man, this mother. I looked at the history, political history of where the Indian and black dynamic existed side by side, where in some of these societies, how they was cannibalizing us and politically, I was like, man, this mother. I said, this motherfucker. Then
Not your
nonetheless,
friend.
Right, right. Motherfuckers, as long as the short of it is, they not your friends. And so, but yet to us, but to white supremacy, which there's some genetic relationship to that with them as well, and political relationship between the white and the what you call the Asian white, so to speak, in that regard as well. So thus some utility for the euro to get them on board with the grand euro global plan to suppress the greatest threat to euro supremacy worldwide, which would be, like you said earlier, is to suppress our movements, contract and trace our movements, right?
Right.
And so it's just so much you can get into, but that Kamala, that was pivotal to get her into get us to identify with her in that way, to see ourselves in her. And she tried like hell to cooking them goddamn greens and shit, showing
In
up.
the tub.
Went to HBCU, went to
In the
Lancaster.
tub.
Shit, what's that?
No, I said, yeah, her cooking collards in the tub.
Oh man, ain't nobody cook no damn. I know my family.
Man, when she said that shit, I'm like, oh, that was political suicide, bitch. Don't know black with that. It ain't a nigga in the United States of America that would put collard greens in the tub and then eat them.
Dude, she got the wrong intel from her
Nigga, we
talking
don't
points.
even take
Yeah.
we don't even take baths at hotels because of that same shit.
Right, right, right.
We don't
You
take
know.
baths at hotels, bitch. We take showers.
They lied. They fucked up. I know they still whoever gave her that intel. They like, dude, nah, don't put the shit in the goddamn. Put it in the sink, motherfucker, not the tub. It is. Oh, my folks is out of Alabama. We come out of Michigan. Most of the blacks that came up from Alabama came to Michigan or Detroit back in the day during that second or third wave or so for the automotive jobs. In the 40s, the 50s and 60s, more near the late 60s, came out of Alabama. And I forget it. Middle Alabama. I forget the. I used to know which states from the South fed which major northern city. I know Detroit was fed mainly out of Alabama for the most part. And maybe why would I think Mississippi a little bit. At any rate, yeah, Alabama do. But anyway, but on Kamala, yeah, she was able to do the Dougie and all this other ignorant shit. She got caught in so many lies anyway. But here we are with the immigration thing. Point being, there's so much you get into, but with the current state of affairs with regarding Euro supremacy under Trump, where black folks is concerned, we're seeing where we could benefit is to get these foreigners out of our goddamn communities. Because when they came over here the last 4 or 5 years under Biden, they was sending them straight to the black community. Usurper, there's so much shit just usurping all of our little meager dollars as it was, bringing in criminals from from third world violent shit water global communities. We don't know who the fuck these people are. They send them straight to the hood, whether it be South Side, South Chicago, whether it be the South Side of Houston, South
Yeah.
Central LA, blah blah blah. You can go rest the city. There's endless the cities where they would send them to our community. We've seen it a lot here in the folks I know live in Detroit area. They'll send them to the black areas, man.
They in the south side of St. Louis.
Southside St. Louis too. Okay, I'm not surprised. Really, they just been that shit fucked up, dude. And they coming in with this little air about themselves, man. They coming in with this little like we better than you guys. We got the but we know we was brought in to undermine you guys. We know we was brought in to help replace the voting block because you guys are not voting for the Democrats. So they brought us in as a replacement block. But we don't like the Democrats like that because they kind of look. We don't. They don't look. They're not looked at to us. Just the Mexican speaking, the Mexican foreigner, and some of the other Latino immigrants and other similar, the Cubans, Venezuela, all these anything Latino like that coming up in Puerto Rican, whatever. That when they get up here, they say, you know what, you guys, Democrats, you're not. I know you're trying to use this against the black guy to buffer. You want us to be a little buffer class between you and the black guy, so you insulate yourself. Blah blah blah. But we don't identify with the Democratic philosophy, so I think we're just going to turn on you guys. When you deal with evil, one thing we do with evil, it always turns on your ass. It's sort of white, even within the white or the Latino and white. They turn the Latino aspect turned these foreign ass aliens and shit turned on the Democratic Party once these aliens got over here, and they always go to Trump and become aliens. But then Trump turned on their ass and kicked their ass out of here. This shit's hilarious, man. Evil, the way it works is this is my specialty. I study the dark aspect, the evil aspect. And and really uncover it to make for a nice little explanation, a little expose on it and how the mind work in that regard. It's very in there from an occult perspective. Very interesting. Whether it's political, whether we whatever we dealing with, to just illustrate how the mind work in this shit. Where evil is concerned, is very interesting to me, bro. But at any rate, so here we are. So here we are. These foreigners are being scooped up, sent the back the fuck out of here. Democrats is in total disarray because they did all this shit out of disgust to punish our asses for not voting for them and for this us just becoming all that dismayed with the Democratic perspective and how were a custodian of our political power as it was and not anymore. That to punish us, they brought these guys in to move them into our areas on purpose. Notice that a lot of the Democrats, a lot of these aliens or whatever, are being moved into Democratic strongholds. That's not by happenstance. That's to punish us directly by the Democratic Party, as I see it. I can say some more stuff, but I'll just stop right there.
That's wild, bro. I even said that shit in like one of my songs. Is like, damn, you trying to replace us with immigration?
But right.
And it's like they don't. How you gonna replace us with people who used to own the land? Are you stupid?
Right.
What's stopping all of them Hispanic motherfuckers from making everything west of the Mississippi, New Mexico?
Right. See, and that's what we've been saying. That's what, at least to people, for people, like kind of what you were saying. Like, we could be, I guess, in the. That's you can't really trust this damn beast. But let's just say hypothetical, just for argument's sake, just for conversation's sake. Let's say we do have as a black descendant of slave collective in this country, 40 plus to 50 plus million. We do have a stick in the fight. First of all, you get us right with these reparations and corrective justice, something legitimate that we can put in our hand. Then you'll have an ally to the end, to the death.
Oh God,
And I'm just,
that's all I'm saying.
right,
If you actually empower niggas to be
right,
their own state, nigga, you will have a real ally that you actually know gonna throw down with you.
right.
But
Got
niggas
skin in the game.
tried and
Right,
tested
right,
over and over again, over and over again.
right, right. And
And you
actually,
know
that's
they
skin.
not gonna go
Right,
against you.
right, right. And we got skin in the game at that point because we got an
I'm
investment we
like,
got to
at that
protect.
nigga, we would be basically the black Israel.
Yeah, yeah. We could. It would be a new. We're in
We'll be
a
the new
renaissance
Israel. Nigga,
period
like it'll
now.
be the new Israel.
Yeah, we were in a renaissance period now, but it would be taken to a whole nother level if they did what was right. If Trump, he can't waste a moment. He got a real good opportunity to really
Mm-hmm.
take this shit to a whole nother level. And if he want to push Jim Crow, then that's fine. Let's do Jim Crow because they can go ahead and stay on their side, the Euro, whatever. They can go live out wherever. Because we always want to get by. We do our best. We live by ourselves, off to ourselves. I think most will agree to that. Now, how we set that up, there, that's need to be discussed. But at any rate, give us our shit so we can get the fuck lost. But from a
Right.
military standpoint, the white guy know that's what we want, and we've tried and done that before and did well. Did well. Even though being marginalized and all, history have shown we did quite well under Jim Crow, post-slavery, right? And so, it's a challenge. There was a few challenges there, but we did well nonetheless, considering we was poised to totally lose our minds. Some did after being released from slavery, because many of just wasn't prepared to live in that autonomous way after being told what to do for umpteen hundred years, right, in this country. So we so shocked the world when we were able to set the molds and models for marriage. We was able to set the molds and models for black business and entrepreneurship. And I can go on. There's so many examples. We began our
Right.
invention, intellectual prowess began to seek levels we've never seen before. That, especially from a former slave, so soon out of slavery. There's so much to get into, but man, if we can get that money, man, and then begin to organize in that fashion, whether we can look at our illustrious history and then point to the Maroons and other similar organizations and moment in history where we're shining and shit and model ourselves off that shit, man. We should do that. We need that shit, man. Bad. It's like way overdue. And the time is now, like I always tell people. The time is now. But if Trump can, I think they're talking about it probably behind the scenes to some extent, because he's kind of setting us up in that regard. He's kind of made some comments to say, 14th Amendment. That was for descendants of slavery. So that just throwing us, that's like he threw us a bone right there to kind of set us up as being a true indigenous type of a people, and to show that we even have play and foundation at the fundamental levels within the Constitution directly based on race. He separated. He made that comment. He was talking to these immigrant class people at the time. I forget what was the dynamic. What was on what was he at? What conference was he at when he said it? What was the news conference he was about when he made these public comments? What was going on? But I know it was speaking to the effect of something about immigration, and he just made he distinguished us from these aliens. That's very critical, particularly if a person want to become identify as an autonomous indigenous type group. Now we should run with that shit. I think we should run with take that shit, man. Say, like you saying, and some of them things, some of the stuff you're saying, run with what he's saying, and then knock on his fucking door and say, "Look, man, yeah, we got." I think they were debating birthright citizenship or something like that. I think that's what the topic was, and he weighed in on it. It was about I think about birthright citizenship, the 14th Amendment, something like that. And so, yeah, I think we should run with this shit and really, really bang away on his ass in an organized fashion. We should be somewhat organized and look out for all these goddamn foreigners trying to act and speak in our capacity. We've seen a lot of that too going on currently. So a lot of that.
The Somali dude basically saying if you deporting Somalis, you need to deport everybody. You need to deport African Americans too.
Yeah.
I'm looking like, nigga, what? Nigga, speak for yourself, buddy. Nigga, where the fuck you think they gonna take us?
Right. Yeah, man. For the foreigners, man, I didn't know they was that bad like that. And I didn't know it was that. I knew they, everybody didn't like us, but I know it's that bad, especially from other black members of the diaspora. I didn't know them was as venomous like that. It was that's people said, well, that's why they was probably brought over here. But
It's hell.
it's toxic and venomous as fuck. I didn't know they was that bad, bro. I was kind of shocked when I found out they was that fucking bad. But like Claude Anderson and Tariq and a few others have eloquently outlined, and what you call it, Callaway a little bit. He's done some work in that area as well. But at any rate, showing illustrating our indigenous roots and history and all this illustrious history in that regard. But yeah, man, we need to this I want to see what Trump do. I'm not really we don't care for this guy personally. I mean, I see what he's doing. At the grand scheme, I've seen he's making it pretty obvious, in my opinion, what he's doing for white supremacy and setting up for the AI agenda and things like that. But he got to come up with a way instead of just throwing us that bone. He need to come up with a way, man, to bring some. He need to put a few of us in his cabinet. See, right now he got a motherfucker like almost all white and shit, or all white. At last check when I seen the shit. And that's not good for us, bro. That's man trying to bring all these goddamn Afrikaners over here from South Africa, man. You need to, man. They're not really digging. They're not really. The Afrikaners is not really white supremacy here from the white supremacy's perspective. They don't take too kind of even other foreign whites coming over here like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Not like that. There's been some back and forth publicly between them and the Afrikaners, the stateside whitey and the Afrikaner. But they're not really, at any rate, he would get more, I think, political mileage and rob if he want to give a death blow, and also number two, to give a death blow to the Democrats. He should go ahead and make that right move, because and the third reason is because if he make that right move, he can go ahead and just give us that money, get us straight and some land. We come up with some kind of he talking about a grand deal. He's talking about some great deal or some shit he keeps talking about all the time in the last few years.
I
This
mean,
great deal.
that's where he was running the first time, and niggas should have took that. Niggas should have took that. That was the most comprehensive plan that I ever seen a cracker come up with. And even though it wasn't the best,
right?
It wasn't zero.
Yeah.
It wasn't zero. And the shit he had in that motherfucker was specific to black people. All of it. None of it was like white people adjacent shit. Hispanic immigrant. No, nigga. It was not worded like that, my nigga. It was worded like black people. It said black people, African Americans, nigga, and literally said they're not talking to nobody else but niggas. Do you remember the plan?
Yeah, yeah. You know, I was,
It was a good
I
plan.
wanted him, I wanted him to go come more, you know, to really stump the lights out of the Democrats and really do what's right and go ahead and make that deal. I don't know how you're gonna have. I don't know what he would have to do to tell the his constituents, how to convince his constituency. I don't, you know, whatever. But he needed to tell them, say, look, to make this shit great again for us, we got to get the black folks in there in the equal footing as they once were Jim Crow, because they was living off on their own. We were segregated pretty much, and so you know we were segregated, and we were like that for a long time, and we had our own shit. See, he would have to tell them, they going, you know, they're gonna start opening up all their own shit, and you know the argument. But what are they gonna do with it? This is why they asked what we're gonna do with the money. What are you gonna do with it? You're gonna just spend it up on. That's they want to know what the fuck we're gonna do with it, because a lot of them know, especially nowadays. A lot of us are fucking aware as fuck, and they're afraid that we're gonna break the fuck off and fucking leave their ass high and dry, because that's the true essence of white supremacy, is to tag on and to tether on, buffer onto our ass, tether on our ass, attach themselves to our ass, which is what a successful parasite must do if it's to survive and to curtail and really, you know, be aware of your movements or whatever. That's why they always follow us around everywhere we go. For that they ask us, "What are you gonna do with the money? What are you gonna do?" They don't care fuck about no buying no rims and shit. They care. They want to find out what we gonna do with it. At any rate, Trump has to hash that shit out with their asses. I don't how he's gonna do that. Whatever. That's on him. He need to hash that shit out and go ahead, man, and just take care of our ass and get.
Hello?
Yeah, I done made it back sound like he dropped off.
My bad, bro. So,
Nah, you good? Yeah, I'm here. I was just muted out while I was grubbing. Sound like Sadiq dropped off. He ain't never came back yet though.
who's Sadiq?
Yeah. That
Oh, you
icon stood up there. He was talking, but it cut off. Sound like.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can
Oh,
hear you.
okay. Oh, okay. You know, so it's trending in our favor. Okay, we're getting the foreigners out. Okay, the black community is being deformed, is being de-aliened. Okay, great job, Trump. Okay, I like this. We're getting a foothold, economic foothold of our own communities. That was long overdue. It can get better. Keep doing what you're doing. Now we got the Democrats on the rope. We're not voting for them anymore. We've seen the loop. We've seen the hoodwink. Okay, so we're on board with you. We're anti-democrat too. I like it. You know what I'm saying? We've been, but you're not off the hook, because we on reason part of the reason we abandoned their ass is because they're not paying that money. What you gonna do about that money, right? Surely we deserve that money. Which let's have the conversation about that money. And so I don't. It would be interesting to hear them talk behind the scenes, like what we're gonna do about these American niggas. Get these motherfuckers off our back, because this is a matter of time. Much as immigration thing pass over, they coming for our ass. You know. Which is true. Yeah, we're not going to support their asses either.
Right.
You know, in my opinion.
Yeah, I feel like eventually they're gonna have to do something about that. They're gonna have
Yeah,
to.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead and do it. I mean, to really make the shit great. Do what you need to do. Speak for yourself. Make your shit great for yourself. But what we need to get straight. If you really want our party loyalty, we can go into the policies and political aspect. Yeah, we want our voter power. You want a new voting block that you want to pick up, 40, 50 million plus more motherfuckers, man. Do the shit. Do the time is now.
Okay, so I'm reading some of this stuff from the Trails of Tears, right? So we already know like a lot of them like died on the trail and all this other type of shit. But listen to one of these eyewitness accounts said that another account from Elizabeth Watts described how white men followed the columns of displaced people to rob their dead graves to get their jewelry and other little trinkets. WB Flippin and his eyewitness at the river crossing compared the sight of the mass of people to a drove of cattle crossing the stream. Damn. Nigga, can you imagine thousands of people marching, walking across the country like the monks, right? But it's thousands of them. And there's a trail of white men following them to rob the graves of the people that they bury and leave behind as they march towards their settlement.
Going back over out west and shit. That's just hideous, dude. That's a
That
goddamn
is a
cancerous ass
dude.
parasite.
That is bad, bro. I just don't know how the white T man is supposed to amend for the shit that he's done.
Right.
The only thing he can do is just pack up and leave. That's the only thing you can do to right the wrongs is to pack up and leave.
Right.
There's nothing else for you to do.
Right. Yeah. Pretty much, man. Shit. Yeah. I take it. Yeah, go ahead and leave, bro. We figure this shit out.
And this one is about Davy Crockett and how I thought Davy Crockett was fictitious. I didn't know he was a real person.
Him and Paul Bunyan and all that shit.
Yeah, I thought Davy Crockett was a folk tale.
Nah, he based like the folk tale based off a real character.
It says he described the horrific detail of soldiers setting fire to a house with 46 warriors inside, and the following morning eating roasted potatoes found in the cellar under the house, even though the oil of the Indians we burned had run down to them. What? You're saying that y'all ate the roasted potatoes found in the cellar, even though that the oil from the Indian bodies had leaked on.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're nowhere near above cannibalism.
When they destroyed Prospect Bluff,
rigor mortis, huh?
Yeah, when they destroyed Fort Negro, they killed approximately 270 men, women, and children instantly. Instantly. I want y'all to imagine 200-300 bodies gone all at the same time. Poof. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. As awful, and the scene was the horrible beyond description. Among the survivors was a woman named Mary Ashley, who was known for hoisting the British flag daily. She survived the explosion after being buried in the dirt by the blast, only to be later re-enslaved in Cuba the black commander Garcon was captured and executed by firing squad, while his wife was reported to have been beaten to death by American Allied Creek soldiers immediately after the blast. So, I mean, and this is why I keep on trying to tell them, after they sacked us, nigga, they re-enslaved us.
Right.
So, like, you're talking about this is a double slavery. They had already was enslaved and escaped the slavery, and then formed their own settlements, and then you came back in, destroyed their settlements, and then re-enslaved them.
Pretty much.
There's no way you're gonna be able to ever pay the debt off. Maybe if it was just the first one, but the second one was fucked up, even more fucked up than the first one. Because we carved that shit out ourselves with our own hands.
That's why they fighting like hell not to have. Imagine being these motherfuckers. Imagine being some whiteys. Can you imagine you got the blood of every nation on your hands?
Man,
can you imagine just being one of these guys just for a few minutes? You imagine what you owe. You imagine you raised up in a system where you don't know how much the world costs because you went above and beyond the limitations of all ethics on every imaginable level and cross that shit. You know how much you owe these motherfuckers, much less the black folk. And you know everybody gunning for your ass if they sense blood crack. Because we're starting to see cracks and blood coming from the forehead of this motherfucker. They see this nigga bleeding out his ears, his nose, and shit. Can you imagine you not being able to sleep at night, allegorically and literally? You say we got to come. So here they are. They're going to try to push the AI paradigm. It's been said once you lose control of one reality, what do you do next? You create another one. See, so they putting all of their eggs on this shit, dude. They create a digital universe, and they that's their last hoorah. That's the last fucking hoorah, and that brings Trump back into the scene. So here he is here now. He got an entire AI panel
like this
put
right here.
together. He said, "You better not touch
Again,
AI, or else I'm
this
coming
is
for you."
what we here's another aspect that we keep on pointing out to people, right? When we keep saying like they invaded our state and then overthrew the people, and this is how you know the Americans and the Maroons are tied at the hip. So it says, following the invasion of Florida, survivors of the Swanee River battle fled south to the Manatee River to form settlements of Angola. Again, every time we go somewhere, what do? We form
we get
a
right.
fucking settlement everywhere we go.
Right.
What is that? If they leave niggas alone, we gonna form a state. They know it.
I was just about to say they know that. And they see in military from a
It's
military stance, they know
inevitable.
that's smart to interfere. Right. They know well
Yeah,
aware.
they know it's inevitable, and until black people understand what they took from you was statehood.
Right.
You keep saying, oh, they took the culture. They took this. If they took the culture, then how the fuck you know anything about Ifa?
Right.
How you know anything about voodoo?
Right.
How do you know anything about any of that African shit if they just took it from you and hid it and destroyed it? How do you know about it? That's because that's not what they took. What they took was statehood. Your organized body that protect and govern your affairs. That's what they took. They took your head and left the body flopping around. If that make any sense?
Yeah. I just, man, it's just we can't. We that's why these with the absolutes, we can't splinter ourselves any longer. We can't afford to. We just simply don't have the luxury to be willfully ignorant of each other's perspective to the point where it paralyzes us collectively. Right. This is what I tell people in my circles. We just simply don't have that luxury. See, white folks can afford to be ignorant because they had to see the world power. It's a little it's shaking. They're looking wobbly. They're looking real wobbly, right? But at any rate, they still have more of a luxury in that regard to remain splintered more so than we do. And so we need to get over this what I call separation in this regard,
Now
philosophical
let me show
separation.
you. Now let me show you how they use white adjacent, black adjacent people to hunt down and kill and sabotage the people.
Right.
It says that in 1821, at the directions of Andrew Jackson, Creek allies attacked and burnt this community to the ground. Now, Creek allies, these are Indians. These are Native Americans that are actively kicking it with these people that are destroying your ancestors. Nigga, that sound familiar to you? You know, did you know that ICE is like mostly Hispanic people?
Right.
Dude. And then it says, at the direction of Andrew Jackson, the Creek allies attacked and burnt the community to the ground, capturing roughly 120 people. One captive, the man named Fernando, who had previously been a British colonial marine. Boom, right there. The British colonial marines were fucking Americans. And here they are in a maroon settlement. You see them in a maroon settlement. So they belong to this whole paradigm. And that's why I say you can't really separate them. Like we could call Americans because you could say they're Americans because they joined the British to fight as Marines with the British, but that's not what makes them Americans. What makes them Americans is because they're from America. That's what makes American, right? What makes them Maroon is the fact that they escaped slavery.
Right.
And then fought with so they were Maroons before they were even Americans. Before they ever decided to call themselves Americans, they were always Maroons.
Right. Before they even joined the British military, there was Maroons.
They were already Maroons. Like once you escape the slave plantation, nigga, you Maroon already.
Right.
You in Maroon status. As soon as you escape. Well, as soon as you escape, you already in Maroon status.
Yeah, there was remember we was watching the documentary with two British dudes talking about how they was saying that they were able to fast track them through military training because they seemed to show experience.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, and it behooved the slavers at the time, and even now, that to go ahead and let us go ahead and set up these settlements here now, set up our own settlement because we're just simply too knowledgeable to become slaves, likened to the Maroons at that time. And so some would say, well, some speculated slavers speculated. Then they said, and they learned the hard way. Some of the slavers at the time, they said, they would capture some of these Maroons, try to put them back on the plantation, put them on plantation. Some of them have never been on plantation, but some escaped and had became Maroons. A few different variety, ways to get these. It was at any rate, some Maroons became slaves, escaped. Then they had some who never were slaves, and they would put them on the plantation. Point being is that it's too much fucking trouble. You get this militant ass motherfucker on a plantation.
You don't want to mix a Maroon with a
you don't want them
regular
motherfuckers on no
slave.
goddamn plant, man. They'll wake the whole goddamn plantation up.
Yeah, you'll look up, you'll wake up, and your whole shit'll be on fire.
Your whole
your
shit'll
wife
be on fire.
raped and your kids missing and just all type of fucking crazy shit.
They just don't behoove it it's not militarily smart to put these guys, and they learned that back then. They said, you know what, that's some reason they could send us out west with this Trail of Tears thing. They said, we don't want these guys to stay. Okay, y'all just go over there and just go there, right? And we'll leave you alone if you go over there. And,
that's why they had their own settlement, the Maroon settlement.
Right,
it's like
right.
If you leave them alone, they good.
Right.
Just leave them alone over there. They good. But if you go fucking with them, there's no telling what's gonna happen, bro. Like you might wake up and all your cattle dead. That's day one.
Yeah.
That's day one.
Right.
Day two, day two, the kid's missing. Day three, where's wifey?
Right. Yeah, man, it was foolish. They said, man, don't want to put these motherfuckers in, man. Let them stay in them swamps and shit. The Maroons that was out in them swamps said, man, let the motherfuckers stay out there, man. Don't go over there and fuck with man. Shit,
They ain't
man.
hurt
Them
nobody.
dudes
Let them stay over there.
let them stay over them goddamn swamps, man. Shit, leave them motherfuckers alone, man.
And that's what I'm saying. Like
Right. Red plantation and dip right back in the swamp.
Right, right. Shit.
let me let me see what it say. But yeah, that right there said he was a British Marine. But that right there lets you know, like, they Americans. I don't know how niggas be trying to set, like, I mean, even the mainstream narrative be trying to separate them, but you could see Americans, or wherever you find Americans, you just so happen to find Maroons, and wherever you see Maroons, it just so happen to be Americans amongst them. Like, ain't that odd?
Right.
It said Jackson's reputation for cruelty was further fueled by his execution of 6 Tennessee militiamen in 1814. During the 1828 election, political opponents published coffin handbills featuring eyewitness testimony that portrayed Jackson as a bloodthirsty commander. One such account alleged that Jackson was a monster who had ordered the execution of these men after their terms of enlistment had arguably expired. Other soldiers, Private John Burnett, recall a team master's name, Ben McDonald, using a bullwhip on a feeble Cherokee to hasten him into a wagon, an act of such cruelty that Bennett himself intervened and was struck in the face doing so. So yeah, they'll beat your ass too if you trying to stop them from brutalizing their motherfucking plane, nigga. What you talking about?
All right. Shit. Yeah. And shit, man. The time I know right when these guys are wobbly, it's the time to organize us now. This is a huge moment we need to seize.
That's what we were saying earlier. Like right now,
Man, right now is
right
a
now is the time
good
to call in the
time,
debt. If
right?
you gonna call in the debt, right now is the time.
It's
Don't
so
wait no
sweet right
longer.
now.
Like right now
Right.
is the time to call
It
the debt
is.
in.
It
If
is.
they owe us, we need to be calling that bitch in now. We need
Right.
that now. We ain't doing nothing else now. We don't give a fuck about y'all holidays. We ain't shopping.
Right.
We
Right.
ain't eating. Bitch, run us our
Right.
check, nigga.
Run us
Cause
our check.
the shit collapsing in our face, and we need to be able to acquire shit before that happens.
Right. 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 Yeah, they did. Right, man. Right. And I will go as far as to say, from an optimistic point of view, they're open to hear. They know it's not going away. They say we're too fucking laser focused on this shit. They trying to do a few things we've seen, and we can go through some examples, see how they would try to thwart our view and deflect our shit. Try to say, all black folks around the world need to get reparations. They're trying to, whatever. At any rate, they're open for here locally. They're open for it. They know it's not going away. They know we're going to get it. They just wondering how much and trying to work out to see who qualifies and things like that.
Shit. Ain't no price. Hey,
Right.
nigga, it's an open book. Ain't no price because you can't. Like I said, the only way that you gonna pay that shit off in totality would be like give us Venezuela. Nigga, that's the only way you're gonna be able to. That's the only way you're gonna be able to get some shit out like that. If you want to just cash the debt in and call it what it is, you would have to be like, you know what, y'all can have a Bible Belt. That's it. That's the only way that shit's gonna be able to, where you're gonna be able to pay that shit off in full, in total, in one generation. That's the only way
Right.
you're gonna
Yeah.
be able to do it. Now, what you niggas do with it after that, hey, we'll stick with y'all for 50 years, nigga, to help develop infrastructure, X, Y,
Right.
and Z. Other than
Right.
that, y'all on y'all own.
Right.
Y'all
Right.
still a state, but we gonna leave y'all to govern y'all own self since y'all been bitching about doing this shit this whole time, and y'all can see how hard it is on your own. Go ahead.
Right. And we can deal with that. We can deal with that.
Let us
We
deal
have
with
the
that.
talent. Yeah, we got the brain power to do it. We doing everything for everybody else in our for that's not our
Oh
part of our
God,
community. Shit, they
oh
like they
God.
doing pretty well off us, so good, pretty good from what I can see. Shit, so we
And
definitely.
all I'm saying is that way. And
Shit,
like I said, some people don't like me telling oh, give us Venezuela. I don't give a fuck I don't give a fuck where the land come from.
right?
Why should you care? Why should you think they care?
That'd be lit. Venezuela, dude, that motherfucker oil rich and got that thick ass extra heavy gauge oil too.
But see, look, this is what I'm
Shit.
saying. I would let the United States have 75% of that shit, that oil shit. Y'all take the oil shit, take 75% of the oil rights to the motherfucker, right? We'll take 60% of the mineral rights. You see what I'm saying? Like we'll have to scratch each other backs, like nigga, shit. They not gonna let you have that shit, nigga, without some type of quasi sovereignty, nigga. Like it's not happening.
Right, yeah, they're gonna want to keep their, he keep their
And
hand
you
on.
gotta allow them. At least to a time where you can be like, nah, nigga, we need that.
I'd say initially. Eventually, we have to go convert and come up with go covert and find out how the fuck that's gonna clip to take the lips off the tit. Because they're gonna treat us like a tit sucking on our ass. Eventually we're going to clip the lips at some point, pinch that tit so they can't feed. But
Well,
initially, it helps to get established
no, all
first.
we gotta do
Get
is be
the
niggas.
what's that?
All we gotta do is be niggas. You ain't gotta do shit. All you gotta do is be
Something-
niggas. Like the way we do shit is gonna be annoying enough to the point where motherfuckers be like, you know what, y'all on y'all own. Fuck. I tried to help you niggas. Like you niggas is implorable. Like I can't. You're encumbered. I just can't. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna get to that point. We already know it is. They get frustrated with us. Especially when what they saying makes sense to them and we just don't get it. And not even that we don't get it, we just don't give a fuck what they talking about.
So some of us do. Some of us are well aware how this beast operates. We
Right.
study the mind of this damn beast. As he say, quote, study the mind of God, or quote unquote, and you learn the upside and the low side. And I specialize in the low aspect of it, and all around up the high part too. And I transmute. That's what alchemy is. You transfer something low to high. As you learn more low, the more you transmutate to the higher vibe counterpart, the more one is in touch with the science of alchemy, which is considered the highest art of the land in ancient Kemet, so ancient Tamari. Alchemy is the highest art, at the end of the day. And, so yeah, with that being said, to undo his ass, one would have to be pretty adept in that way, to fucking undo his ass. He can be this, he was once one not here. That motherfucker was once not even on the planet, and we did well without this motherfucker. And so, we can definitely do that shit again. He knows that. He's well aware of more of our ability than many of us are. I've always, when I'm at work all the time, I think about it all the time. I'm like, damn, they look at our ass and know who we are. And the people who our own folks don't even know who they are or whatever, and that's okay. But I think it's enough of us who've reached critical mass to become aware enough to shake this bitch up to what it is today. um it's just that we just got to realize, we as a people like us have to go ahead and begin to set some shit up more and more, so at some point maybe organize politically, um and be hard nosed and go hard body with this shit on the political landscape, to really, for one, get things done in a sequential order. Maybe first go for this money first, dude, because we can't do shit. We can't, man, the way this motherfucker, quote, the biblical Christian believers and different Abrahamic believer guys would all agree we're in the fucking end times as they see it. And so we need that goddamn check so we can, like you said, insulate
Yeah. We
ourselves.
need to,
Dude, that's like
we
number
need
one.
to.
That's
Yeah,
come that need to come
that's what I was
first.
saying earlier.
Right.
Every conversation niggas need to be having right now from this point on out is cut that check. All that other shit y'all talking is
Right.
bullshit. We don't give a fuck
Right.
about Israel. We don't give a fuck
Right.
about Palestine. No, our sorrows and sympathies go out to them. But understand, there's no fucks given. All we
Right.
want you to do is cut this check. No fucks given, nigga. Like I'm sorry. Like hey, my heart, sorrows, and sympathies go out to you, motherfuckers. Black fist in the air, the whole 9 yards. Check this out. I don't give a fuck about none of that, nigga. Run me my check,
Right.
and then after we stop the bleeding, then we can talk about some other shit. Until then, nigga, we ain't talk about nothing. I don't give a fuck about ICE. I don't give a fuck if they laid 100 crackers out in the street. We
Facts.
don't and you have to get this mentality. Like, yeah, that's nice. Yeah, yeah, Epstein files. Yeah, we don't give. We already know that y'all pedophiles. Y'all been fucking us for fucking 400 years. Like, y'all literally been fucking us for 400 years, children and all. So that's not new to us. Run our check.
Right, and this ICE thing, there's a lot of people talking about this white guy and this white lady getting shot and all this or whatever, killed by the overzealous ICE enforcement agency. Let me go ahead and just say this. You can't produce a killing machines, government sponsored killing machine that you think going to go just target us. Absolutely. At the end of the day, I think not. While you may initially shape it to do so initially, but you can't control a beast at the end of the day, even if of your own making. Remember, we've established that when something functions on the evil modality, on the evil frequency, by and large, at the end of the day, or from an archetypical standpoint, it has to turn on you at the end of the day. It has to turn on you. It's evil. So what we're seeing here is that they've put a lot of money into creating a militarized police force, which is ICE is functioning kind of like as of late. Now, when they come after us, then come after us for busted taillights, or the cops will say, "Oh, I feel for my life." Now they're saying the same shit to them. Because the white lady got killed. Tell me he feared for his life when she tried to move the car a little bit, whatever. It's just, but the wording from the ICE representatives, and they were, green lighted, and the ICE authority said, you know what, there will be no charges filed, blah blah blah, because he felt in danger for his life in this motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? And so now they can't take it like what we took. See, we know we've been here a million times over again. We know how it feels. We've been losing people for the last 10, 15 years, particularly the last 10 years, real like hard body, like at the rates of Jim Crow type shit. They try and go back into Jim Crow. I suppose that's the reason why we've seen a huge uptick in these racist lynchings, guys that's police pullovers or whatever. At any rate, so now your own Frankenstein is essentially your own enforcement arm of white supremacy, which is what the police represents. Remember those who watched The Matrix. I mean, one of I forget which Matrix movie sequel it was, but in one of the movies, I think Matrix Resurrection or whatever, part 2, I believe. I can't remember right off. I had to look it up. But I do remember the scene that when they killed Mr. Smith, guess what he would turn into in that particular scene? He died when he was a Mr. Smith, when he wears the suit, got the glasses on, whatever. But when he died, he turned into a cop. He died as a cop. And they're telling you indirectly that Mr. Smith is a policy enforcer for the Matrix. The police officer is your primary enforcer. See, from a white supremacist standpoint. So they've injected his ass with steroids. The U.S. have injected the current ICE squadrons with steroids, so to speak, with unlimited power, so as it would seem. And so now that's going to turn on you eventually. So now it's turning on their asses, and now they're screaming out, "Oh, the travesty! Oh, that poor man!" Right? Oh, what did that girl? What did she ever? Whatever her name is, what did she ever do? Surely she didn't deserve this. Man, join the fucking crowd. You preaching to the goddamn choir, right? And so, yeah, right, like you said, let them deal with it. That's their monster. They should have gave it total impunity to a police officer in the first place, and not that, because you can't control a ravishing, damn bloodthirsty monster. It'll turn your ass because it's not being fed enough. It's like an overreactive immune system. The police is like the defense to force of a nation over the body of the nation. Like a fucked up ass immune system. You might get lupus and shit. You might have a flare. Your body becomes rogue due to unhealthy intrinsic conditions if particular triggers are set forth, because your immune system, instead of not being used in a rightful way, it'll turn on itself. That's really what those arthritis and shit is autoimmune. Auto means self, immune to yourself conditions. It'll turn on yourself and begin to kill you, eat your ass up. And so we're starting to see that now. I'm pretty sure that these latest two killings won't be the last, you know?
Yeah.
Nah, I think there's more to come. You just
Oh
seeing
yeah.
the beginning of this stage.
Right. You know. So, here we are. So, so now they're trying to convince the ICE people, don't go after just us. But then at the same time, there's another element of it. There's so much to say about all this stuff. They do want to piss off the white constituency to really get on board of what Trump wants to do next. I think these killings some of this stuff could be possibly intentional and performative too. What we call the white sacrifice, to really lock in white supremacy, a new reinvented version of that we've never seen before under the AI agenda sponsored by the AI platform. They do have to sacrifice some white life to really inflame these motherfuckers, to show that they need to be some verification of citizenship as we march into what I call the age of verification. I'm gonna really start pushing that into these social spaces this term. We've walked right into the age of verification, guys. And so we're going to start seeing this play out more and more. We need to verify. We're hearing reports of fake ICE people, fake immigrants, real ICE people, fake ICE people, real killings, So that all calls for verification. This is going to, and that's what the AI contingency would basically hinge on. A machine is great at verifying shit, at least from the white supremacist standpoint, and in terms of in a mechanistic environment where track and trace is pivotal and key to track and trace the citizens in a rogue society. Where law enforcement is concerned, where prevention of crime is concerned, above all, safety. Your very safety is at risk, right?
At
So
risk.
it's so much it's doing so much shit to get into about this shit, dude. We're seeing so we had to piss motherfuckers off. We're gonna start assassinating motherfuckers. So what's gonna have to start happening if it ain't already happened? Some of these ICE guys and government agents gonna have to be. I don't want to digress too much. I'll just say this part and not stop. That some of these government officials are gonna have to be killed. See, to really set this
Oh
shit
yeah.
off. You know.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like until some of them elites and gatekeepers are actually just whacked in the street for the shit that they doing, they gonna keep doing it. Like that's the reason why they keep doing them, because there's not a proper response for it. Like when somebody kill, murder, maim, rape people, there's supposed to be a proper response for it. You waiting for it to go through court and all that shit. That's the reason why they gonna do it again.
Right.
Because it wasn't immediately addressed. And that's why I say, for the most part, I think street justice is better. Although I do think people need a time to prove their case, but some things don't need no damn case. Like and I keep on driving this home that I believe that we need stricter punishments. We don't need more laws. We need stricter punishments. Harsher punishments, not even stricter, harsher. They're just harsher.
Right.
Chop off hands, fingers, toes. I take an eyeball. Whatever. Like just depending on whatever the fuck they did, and you carjacking the nigga is gonna get you a life sentence.
Right. Well, you have a higher intention to prevent crime in its truest sense in that regard. What I gather, you're not working from a beastly frequency, a beastly perspective. When you're dealing with a low-natured person who simply, at the end of the day, seem to can't help themselves. They do when they have a approach to crime as well. It's going to be quite opposite to what you're saying. They want to address it, but I mean,
Oh, they pampering it. That's the reason
they
why
gonna be like,
motherfuckers
I
do
just
it
don't want to.
again.
Yeah, I just don't want to really. I want to cut off their arms and hands. Oh my God! I mean, we can redirect them with proper counseling and
Mm-hmm.
institutionalization and basically let the crime keep fucking happening to begin to
Nah,
actually
man.
sponsor
See,
this
and that's what
shit
I'm saying.
and
If they was
to create an
tattooed,
industry off it. Yeah, you see where I'm going?
if it was standard for you to tattoo pedophile, rapist, molester across a motherfucking forehead, big as
Right.
fucking shit, and it's illegal for you to alter it, right? nigga, slap that on the books, and trust me, nigga, they gonna stop doing it.
But if as you trying to actually stop it,
They'll
right?
stop doing it.
They just motherfuckers don't want to stop. Half of the motherfuckers in the
Nigga,
position to implement
imagine
these,
trying to go get that job and it's fucking molester going across your forehead.
right?
You
But
think they
then
finna hire you? No, no.
now that true. Now notice that now too, a lot of your think tanks, particularly even at the university level, before they get a lot of these social these what was initially a social taboo, like the LGBT used to be that, but now it's become mainstream open season in that regard. No pun intended. But at any rate, they'll negotiate these things at the university level before it makes its you begin to see it endorsed on the social front or whatever. Not say that to say that is to say they're actually rationalizing pedophilia now at the college level. Yeah, that's very interesting to see that. So these motherfuckers, they're going by their nature. They tell you all the time, why are you so against us? We're simply born this way. It took me a while to figure it out. Yeah, we can say, well, you can prevent that. Oh, you can willfully not do it. True. With now, with a certain degree of knowledge and whatever and moral amplitude, I guess you could probably suppress your inner beast, right? It's not impossible. It's not absolutely impossible. You can do that if you really have the desire or want to live upright, blah, blah, blah. We can have that conversation. But if I go by my raw nature, I just want to feel free. But I hear what you guys are saying, but it sounds so arresting. I feel like my development may be arrested if I live in your guys' Orwellian society. I hear these motherfuckers talk. This is a hilarious conversation. You sound like monsters. You sound like terrible guys. You don't sound like a nice person, Laurel. You sound like a little monster, you. And they can't. I'm being funny or whatever. I'm laughing or whatever. But then the motherfuckers is dead serious, dude. And so we're considered. What you suggesting is draconian to their nature. It violates that thing's nature as it would like to be, given the trends that we're seeing currently. Makes sense what we're seeing on the ground right now. And it's like it's not getting better in that regard. And so, we're going in another direction with that too, in that way. But that's leading to something too. But we would tie it to the AI paradigm as well. But yeah, so his nature can allow him to truly circumvent to desire to project and to live out his nature in the full flowered way, the full colored way, if you will. That's why they won't stop this shit. See, this motherfucker's wicked as hell by its very nature. And so, yeah, I agree. I think they should cut off fingers or whatever. We've seen it in societies where they've done that, and you see crime really damn near bottom out. That's
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They need to don't make it to a little bit harsher. If you knew that you pulling somebody out this car is going to get you a life sentence,
right.
Guarantee you wouldn't do it. If you knew that if your ass got caught stealing more than $500 worth of shit,
Right.
nigga, we taking your hand.
Right.
Nigga, trust me, nigga, the crime rate gonna drop so fucking quick.
Right.
Because nobody want to get maimed for the rest of their fucking life over the most dumbest decision ever.
Right.
And I wouldn't give a fuck if your ass a minor, nigga. Be your bitch ass over 13 and go steal something, see what happens. Hey, everybody gotta learn. No fucks given.
But Laurel, I was thinking, see, these guys, they have a desire. We all have a right to and express who we are. And it's cringe, and it does right. And these guys should be pushed to the edges of society, but they're still people. I've seen the debates, and so I think why they should actually touch any child is beyond the aggression of being violated by any adult. I agree. I totally agree. Dude, this is so goddamn funny. It's hard to keep a straight face to hear this bunch of raggedy motherfuckers articulate some kind of dastardly ass shit like that. But hey, it's the nature's ugly as fuck. It has an ugly side to it. Indeed,
Right.
yeah. And I was about to say, indeed, yes, it does. And so, with that being said, so what I propose is, as a person they would like to violate, but they're technically a non-offending pedophile. See, They come with that barbarian ass, demonic ass new term on your ass. And if you so intellectually inclined or whatever, particularly these college holding, degree holding motherfuckers, where they're so damn smart they're dumb and shit, they'll get tied up into this word intellectually none offending pedophile, which
Right.
gives a slight angle to clemency to a horrific set of ideas, sexual ideas in particular. So what I propose is to offer them uh to actually satiate the beast pretty much, inner beast, to satiate these surely degraded and immoral thoughts. I think we should actually open up the possibility to provide them childlike dolls. Before you explode, before you get pissed off, it's better that they have that than a real live breathing child. Dude, I've heard these debates. And I was like, wow, listen to these motherfuckers, dude. Listen to these motherfuckers. See, now where they before they qualify, they have to fill out a questionnaire and go through counseling and that they would never, touch a child, They can't have a record and all this other, they have some criteria, whatever. But they satiate. They actually satiate the desire of your inner beast in this regard. Very interesting. This is a very interesting guy. This Euro guy, Asian guy, Middle East guy, Neanderthal based guy. Us too, if we go across into that nature. I mean, we have typically have a more higher fulfilled nature, but nobody's absolutely off the hook. We can do that shit too because of the no absolutes, and so we're rounded enough and we nurtured to such an effect. Yeah, surely we can fall into that set of circumstances. We see many black people pedophile. I don't want to digress too much, but you get the idea. But yeah, that's some of the conversation. I've listened to some of their debates. Now that debate there was held in conversation was held at some of the psychologists and the sociologists at I forget which university. It was a couple universities just sat down with a round table discussing this shit, dude. And that was the terminology they were using. Yeah, out cold. That's out cold, bro. That's that shit is so hideous, dude. So when you dealing with a motherfucker like that, how do you treat you with a motherfucker like that? Can you imagine what was done in the slavery sequence? Just for a minute, can you imagine truly what was really done? It was shit done in slavery, bro, and cattle slavery here in the States that could never fathom and understand. That came from the lowest trenches of the mind, the psyche. You can't even imagine given this due to nature. See? Some shit you can't even fathom. Mm. They had entire plantations that was homosexual. They'll never talk about that. They had entire male plantations. Buck broken. The whole plantation was all dudes. Yeah. Children, entire children plantations. Uh, yeah. Interesting, But to help defend ourselves from this shit, we would have to get that damn money. Back to that money again. And that's really what it comes down to. We have to be able to defend ourselves. You know what I'm saying? You know, to have that money is equivalent to defense. Without that money, we can't even defend ourselves from just the sheer attack from the police. See, and from the immigrants or whatever. Some of these hostile ass immigrants. We've seen the news stories with some of these immigrants attacking us in our own communities and shit. See, and then we see the Jim Crow pundits. Some of these far right motherfuckers. The far right is kind of confused right now. They fighting amongst each other, whatever. Your Nick Fuentes, pro Nick Fuentes, your pro Charlie Kirk crowd, and your Carl Nick Tuckers and all these other motherfuckers. And so they're kind of confused right now. So some of there's so much stuff I can get into, but at any rate, we have for self defense and for legal proliferation. We need some legal lobbying here. We need to hire some lawyers. We need lawyers real bad, bro, and that take money to push forth some of these ideas we got to put it in a proper context worthy to be presented in court. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that.
We need that. We need to go to court with this shit. Talking about it is nice. It's nice. Gets us off our chest. Allows us to blow out hot air, let off steam. Some of us will go to sleep and chill and go get something to eat and go to sleep after. But to really push this shit, man, to the next level, bro, to set the fucking example, to set above all, set the president, right? We got to start making some court appearances to really let these motherfuckers know we serious. See, and that take money. That take money. Then we can begin to buy leave media outlets. Because when I went, then we can hire, judges and all that. We could pay off judges. We can start bribing motherfuckers. That's all these other motherfuckers do. They bribe these judges and attorneys and prosecutors. But that take money too, and take legal people to help, facilitate the money to bribe these people. But we need money to do that shit. Yeah. So yeah, bro, it's a lot of work to be done. But if we set to inherit the planet, family, we up next, and they know it. Ain't just some of white folks either. The whole planet know it. We up next. The next 10, 15, 20 years out plus and beyond, it's pivotal, bro, that we do something today to make our future selves happy. And I'll just stop there.
I gotta run. I gotta bring the baby to the bedroom. I'll be back.
Okay, brother. All right, Lorel, man, I guess I'm gonna jump off, man. I think I done put out what I needed to say.
Oh, shit. All right, yo, I got a dip, bro.